This band? I like this band. I wrote it down so I don't forget who they are. Oh, I remember. Fucking Slay! We're back. Metal Horror Man is one of my favorite people in the scene. He's as real as it comes. He's conquered punk, hardcore, metal, record stores, jeans, and a tractor trailer. This guy's done everything. The nicest guy in the scene. I'm in his store, Purchase Street Records. It's my birthday. I'm minding my own business. I'm buying vinyl. I'm picking up stacks. He's looking at me like, madman, you're always out of control, aren't you? I'm looking left. I'm looking out of nowhere. The Old Sinners band shows up with a Slayer cake! A Slayer cake. I've never been so excited. I ate that cake, Roger. I cherished. Before I ate the cake, I took it out for a nice date. A dance. A date. We went to the movies. We went on a hot weather balloon. It was beautiful, but as usual, I had to eat it, just like the Metal Moms. And who's eating up the scene right now? Who's eating up the scene? All Sinners. All Sinners. If you haven't followed that band, seen that band live, the production values, the vocals, the playing, the merch, they act like a band that's been around for 50 years. I wish I could compete with all this merch. I can't. I'm just trying to get ends meet. I'm trying to ride his coattails. We got Roger from All Sinners, Purchase Street Records, and from every other freaking thing back in the day. How you doing, brother?
It's Friday night, and you're my Friday night date. We're good.
It's good, my friend. I'd rather be hanging out with you than anyone right now. I appreciate you so much. I tell you that. You know, so kind to me at Silver Scream. Going up there, we were just talking about metal, talking about rock, hardcore. Just a real good dude. And I wanted to bring that up again real quick because I think people lose sight of a couple of things that we talk about. One is people don't just, by the way, Crumb Suckers was just spinning that vinyl the other day. Such a sick vinyl.
I'm a Propane fan, too. I like Gary's stuff.
Propane is, I remember when Foul Taste of Freedom first came out.
Oh.
Right, such a banger.
I saw them open for Testament and Green Jello twice on that tour, Providence and the Cape. And I sang every word to Propane. And Gary got off stage and said, "Hey, man, how did you know?" He goes, "We're in Cape Cod. How do you know this?" I bought the CD last week, and I haven't stopped listening to it.
So amazing.
That good.
So good. And it's those experiences where you're just really good at networking, at talking to people, at making people aware of what you're up to, and making good connections and doing favors for each other. And when I met you at Silver Scream, I think of even myself where I normally wouldn't have done that, Roger. I'm not someone that was always out there just talking to people. People think I'm always so crazy, outlandish. I've always been confident like that, but it's newer for me to just go up to people. And if you don't do that, right, I don't make that connection with you. We become friends. We collab all the time, right? We just like talking to each other. You're talking about that with Propane and the 1,000 other bands that you've met and talked to. Every time I talk to Roger, he pulls another story out of his pocket. How do you get that comfortable with everybody where you're able to approach them, reach out?
I don't know, because I was a real dork in school. I had 3 friends, maybe 4. It was funny. I had some work done at my house, and this guy dropped off a dumpster. And when he dropped off the dumpster, I kind of looked at him, and I sat back. And he goes, "Hey, man, are you okay?" I said, "Hey, man, you used to pick on me in school."
Wow.
He goes, "Oh," he's like, I'm super sorry. I was a real jerk in school." I'm like, "Yeah, you were. You really were." Like, it really, like,
yeah.
It kind of set me back. But I guess I never wanted to be one of those people that picked on people or,
right.
Like, I looked at you that day, like you came over. You were by yourself. You didn't have any friends.
Yep.
You were kind of by yourself. And the best thing to do is, when you see somebody by themselves or if they look down, you go, "Hey, man, how are you doing?" It goes pretty far in life. And you and I made friendship, and now you're eating burgers at my house at a video shoot and getting cake and Friday night dates. We're good.
Dude, it's so great. It's so great, and I appreciate you so much. And those words, a lot of people need to realize that just by showing that kindness, you meet somebody that impacts your life and they impact yours. And I did that. I tell this a lot on here where I was not going out a lot. Life took its reins on me, as it does, and I was just staying in a lot. I wasn't comfortable getting out there. Now it's changed over time by just repetitions, by getting out, seeing everybody, being loud, running around, being crazy. But those little moments, because if those go the wrong way for me, Metal Horror Madman may not show that growth either, right? It may be something where I go, this sucks. I don't belong here. Nobody's friendly. What am I doing? So people out there need to understand how important that is to first go talk to people you normally wouldn't. See somebody that may, just want a conversation. And then two, being open to people coming up to you and just being kind to one another. And I think that's the crux of this scene. And we've seen mistakes with that. I was just doing a video the other day and I was thinking of rest in peace, loved the band, loved him as a singer. But Kevin DeBrow from Quiet Riot, just the reputation in the 80s, just pushing away all those bands. So when times got tough for them, people weren't there, right? People weren't there to support because you could get caught up. You know this very well. Business owner, being in a band, social media, things could get to your head sometimes.
Alice, nothing's wrong. That's my dog.
Alice, like Alice Cooper.
I know. Hey, be nice. No one likes a mean dog. Be nice. But it is hard being I say it just open and just try to be nice to everybody. And if somebody's not nice to you, you walk away.
Right.
That's it. You don't have to be that person's friend. So many times that if I say hi to people in my store and they just kind of snub me, I'm like, all right, I tried.
Yep.
Nothing I can do. I'm not going to let it bother me.
It's really good to think like that too, and that's something else for people to learn is if you do get shunned, and that goes for anything, right? If you're trying to collab, if I'm trying to do episodes, it's okay. Just get that person out of your life. Don't worry about them. Don't overthink about it. People I've met in this scene, some great people, and then a couple not so great. Maybe you start feeling like you're being used a little bit and all this other stuff, and right, and you just it's okay to walk away. It doesn't mean I hate that person. It doesn't mean I don't appreciate what they brought into my life at the time. But they're just not a good fit. So why stress about somebody that's not going to care about me?
Yeah, what the best thing is, my buddy Jimmy James that you met.
Yeah,
good,
great guy.
Dear friend of mine, great guy, a lot of fun. Can literally laugh about himself, which is an amazing trait on anybody.
Yes.
He gave this girl his phone number the other day. She hasn't texted him for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, Jimmy, that same thing happened to me like, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, whatever. I gave this girl my number. I'm like, hey, you should call me. She goes, oh, I definitely will. She never called me. 2 months later, I actually saw her at like a bar or a club or whatever. And I was like, hey. She goes, hey, I'm sorry I haven't texted you. I'm like, hey, can I have my number back?
Amazing.
Like,
that's great. And that's a good way. It's a good way to be.
Yeah, exactly. Like, All Sinners, Perch Street Records, the store or whatever world that I run. I've helped out a lot of bands and a lot of people.
Yep.
And sometimes it doesn't come back.
Nope.
People do forget that you've helped them. And the best thing and the only thing that you can do is not to say anything to them. You could go, hey, man, F you, this and that. Not worth it. You know what to do? Nice working with you. Lose my number. It's cool. Take it easy, and just shine, like how I'm trying to make All Sinners shine, and then Perch Street Records, and then me getting All Sinners on different shows and just everything in general.
It is this. I tell people about you, Roger. I think every person I've had on this podcast, I bring you up. I really do think of you as a brother. I know we've known each other maybe a year, even if it's that most, but the knowledge, the compassion I see in you, and then the determination. And everything you're accomplishing is stuff most people won't. And I talk to this about people, and I've been doing videos about that recently too, going, if you just try, you've already made it, though. If you play one show in front of 3 people, you're doing better than 90% of the other people out there, right? They're never going to try. They're not going to do it.
I've done it. Trust me.
I've
done it.
When I started with the videos, and I'd have 50 views and 0 likes, and I'd go, okay, but I was having fun. That's how it started snowballing. I just stayed having fun. When I stopped having fun, so with me, right, I'm doing Insta, TikTok, YouTube, I've got a lot of stuff I'm trying to get going. Sometimes it's not all going to work right away. Sometimes you build a new platform from scratch. It starts from scratch, right? People don't just automatically go to different accounts. And for a minute there, I wasn't having fun. I was having some technical issues, and I had to ground myself again and go, you're doing this because you have fun. That's the only reason you started this. And then the second reason is meeting people. You're meeting real people that you're really connecting with, people that appreciate you, you appreciate them. And I bring you up with that with All Sinners because I'm like, we talk about Purchase Street. I talk to people that go, man, when he went from the one store to the other store, and then they'll talk about All Sinners and go, look at him now. He's opening for LA Guns and Babylon AD, all these mega bands from the 80s, and just knowing what goes into that and all the sick merch, everything you do and everything about you watch that everyone appreciates you. When I was at your video shoot, they were just happy to be there. They were happy to be supporting you. They love the music. They love the band. But you guys have a connection that you don't see in the scene. You see friendly, but you guys make it more like family. I feel like it's a family thing. When we all went into your house like that, it was welcoming. Nobody felt nervous. Granted, they all got plastered and I couldn't drink because Roger said, you have a 2-hour drive. So I was being behaved. But
yeah, I don't need to come pick you up at a jail an hour away.
Yeah.
I was exhausted playing Striper 23 fucking times.
23 times. But what I would say is that was one of the greatest moments of all time. I had such a blast, and it was great to watch everything work, and it was hard work. And I was telling people that too. I'm like, there's reshoots, and there's things moving around, and people are getting irritable, and things are getting hot, and it's raining outside. And I go, he just keeps his cool. He orchestrates everything. He's not letting anyone see, which is so important for the fans and followers, not to see any of us just lose our cool on stuff where inside we may be on the brink,
And I kept on freaking out because I'm just like, oh, everybody's bored, everybody's this. But we had the fire going out back. I had the dog room this way. Had the burger truck out. So it gave a lot of separation, and I'm lucky enough to have a house that could, keep 80 people happy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Roger. Actually, I have to apologize here. I went to the All Sinners John Gotti Mafia compound on the water, and I pull up, and the guy's got a food truck restaurant. I don't mean a food truck. You guys are thinking he's got like a little food truck, little Mr. Softy. No, he's got Smokey and the Bandit. I think there's 13 trailers out there. He's got burgers like this, drinks, there's booze, there's everything everywhere it could go. It was nice of you. He invited some Metal Horror Madman followers. Roger, it's not that my ego needed defeating, but it needed defeating, definitely. And we walk in, and everything is so... This guy... I'm laughing because the fucking WWE machine, the memorabilia, I can't. The Alice drums, I can't with everything this gentleman is a museum. And he has a setup, and he's doing it right because the thing I love about all our bands in the 80s, everything was big, everything was brash, metal was balls to the wall. It was meant to be like that, and you brought it there that day. I literally thought, I was in a professional shoot for sure. And then Casey, the producer, everything was crazy. We got someone that has worked with Whitesnake and Guns N' Roses, and we have all this shit. We got professional models. I'm just, you think the model would have asked me for my number? That's the only thing that went wrong that night.
She knows you're taken.
That's what it was. That's what it was. She knew the whole time.
Long of a commute.
She knows my allegiance to Slayer will never be broken either, so there's no point.
The 5-mile radius, that's what she's up to. That's all
she needs. You really outdid yourself for that, though. And I mean, again, the setup of just your man cave, whatever you want to call it, your museum, your theme park was unbelievable. But getting that done in there, most people assumed when I said I was going to a video shoot, it was going to be you, with an old iPhone, walking around with a flashlight. And I got so excited when I came out. I was like, he did it again. I always tell you, right? I'm always busting your balls about how amazing everything you do. Everything has to be super quality. How was it to do that shoot that day? What were your nerves like? There was a lot of people. There was a lot of moving parts. We had some people late. We had costumes, food. I can't imagine what was going on in your mind.
what the best thing was, I wasn't in charge of everything. I,
Okay.
you know, and
Good
guess that's
advice.
what yeah, it's like
Yep.
you and I talking about you going out to Metal Fest and this and that,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
you have all that going on, and it does throw anxiety. Like men, people can
Yep.
have anxiety. Things. So I always say, like, this glass right here, this glass can only hold so much liquid,
Yep.
and that's what my brain can only do, is hold so much liquid. So that day I came in, I was like, all right, so I'm in charge of the drums.
Yep.
I hired the catering worth every penny, so I don't have to cook everybody's burger. Because if I would have cooked it, they all would have looked like fucking hockey pucks. Because I burn everything.
Yep.
So I wasn't in charge of the food. And then my roommate cousin Dan, he was in charge of checking off everybody getting food tickets. And then I just threw a bunch of free All Sinners shirts outside and said anybody wants to just take them, whatever.
Yep.
And everybody just, it was great. It was great. So my thing was, I just told myself, I'm not in charge of Mike. I'm not in charge of Nick. I'm not in charge of Bruce. Everybody's an adult. And
Smart.
it was very different for me because usually I am in charge of everything.
Yeah,
You know?
that's so me as well. Again, this is why we hit it off right away. Everything's always been on me. I'm always the one coordinating everything. Everything's in my head. I keep too much in there. I sound like one of those people on one of those shitty job interviews. I care too much. I do too much, but I really do, Roger. Anyone with a problem knows it took me a long time to start balancing that stuff and go, if this engine dies, the whole thing collapses, right? If I keep taking everybody's shit on all the time, and I've watched this at events, I've watched good people that are very successful with this stuff, make some grave mistakes by not giving away control. And they're running around trying to do everything at once. And you watch one by one, it all starts collapsing because maybe they are trying to cook the burgers instead of get the truck. They'll have more control if they could cook it, and maybe they could cut corners and do X, Y, and Z. And maybe they should be up there with, like, every little, people don't know all these little things. You got to rely on all the people around you. You've got to have good people around you, and that's one thing I've noticed with you. You like to keep good people around you that are loyal. You have people that have worked with you for decades. I was finding out when I was at Purchase Street. You have very loyal people, and I get it because I see how you are back. You're loyal back, and I mean, even at the All Sinners video shoot when he's like, everyone's going to move up there, and people weren't moving at first. I was the guy up front going, I'm going to start crowd killing in a second. I'm going to start swinging, and you break everybody down, they laugh, but like that's all our parts. And I know if I was somewhere, I know you would step up for me, and that's why it's so important for people to understand. It's not about how many people; it's about those inner circles of people that believe in you, believe in your brand, and will get out there and help you at all costs, and know you would do the same, and nobody's using anybody. So you're in there, you've got this stuff, you're handing all this stuff off, which people find so difficult to do. Everything is going. You're more at ease because you have people taking care of things. But as it's going on, anything that, any hiccups that happen where you're going, shit, I'm in over my head. What was I thinking?
What, at the video shoot or just in general?
Or in general, whatever, yeah.
This past week I've kind of I came off the high of playing with LA Guns.
Oh, I love them.
It was weird because, like, there's such a build up to that event and that weekend. I spent 2-3 days with the dudes, and that was my first go-to cassette in my Camaro.
Right. Oh man,
record.
Electric Gypsy.
You look on Tracy's, and I'm being a fanboy, and I don't care because I enjoy the band. You look on all his social media, and he's wearing an All Sinners hat.
So sick.
And I was talking to him on the bus about record label ideas and how to present things. And he almost like a mentor. Who can talk to somebody that literally has been through it? Me. I was lucky enough to do it. But then this week, like Monday, Tuesday, I crashed. Like I had like super anxiety. I'm like, I'm a failure. I got nothing going on. And now I don't have anything going on until the end of May.
Yep.
Which is the Rhode Island and Mass date for the Babylon AD stuff. But I really felt like, oh my God, like, now I'm just a regular guy. I don't want to be a fucking regular guy. I want to be, but You got to do what you got to do. The next few shows are, just concentrate on those shows and concentrate on the store. Make life
Right.
work. Be the greatest friend to you. Say
Yep.
you have a mental breakdown, my phone gets picked up at any time. Be a
Right.
great dog dad, to Alice and the crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes the world does come crashing down.
Roger,
And thoughts in your head.
we talked about it last time a little. That's why I talk about this to every band or creator I meet on here. Because people outside, they just think what they see, right? They see we're just these wild guys. Everyone's having fun. We're always smiling. They don't know the stuff that goes in our head besides the stress and anxiety of making all those events happen and going there and giving 1,000%. It's the life stuff that we're talking about. And what you're saying, it happened to me twice already this year. I got off the stage announcing Frog Mallet up in the Middle East. I was king of the universe. I couldn't be stopped. And then we had snow blizzards and time went by and it's February. And I mean nothing. And I'm sitting there doubting myself too going, I could tell in my videos. I start noticing, and people won't. I'll notice in my vocal delivery too. I'll be doing my death metal stuff or screaming. But I notice something's wrong because the confidence is breaking a little bit. Because now I'm sitting here, I'm in the grind, right? I got to pay the bills. I got to take care of the pets. I got to take care of family. I got to take care of other things.
You're a regular guy.
I'm a regular guy. I'm at my job. I got to take shit from somebody. I'd like to throw them off the fucking stage. But in this moment, you got to do what you got to do. And, I'm always good at finessing. I'm always good at talking to people when I get in jams with anything. But like you just I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. I want to just be Metal Horror Madman. And then I go to the All Sinners shoot, gets me hyper again. And Roger was too nice to me. I'll have to attach that to the end of this video. My Slayer poster from Mansfield. It wasn't even Mansfield at the time. What the hell was the venue?
Great Woods.
Great Woods. One of one to me. I can't believe I have this. Nice. Couldn't believe you gave that to me. Thank you for letting me make the video in there too. I love screaming it. But that lit me up. Roger, that lit me up too again, like you said. I was with everybody. And also, besides the Metal Horror Madman people in there, I started meeting more All Sinners people. So the crossovers were happening that I was hoping for both of us, so we can share each other's fans and followers at all times. And I'm great. I'm driving home. It's 12 something. It's midnight. I got music blast. I'm in king of the universe. I'm king of the world. Everything's great. Within 3 days, I got nothing going on. You're
back at the grocery store, not wanting to pay 25 cents for a bag, looking for a box to put stuff in. That's what I am too.
Seriously, yeah. Oh, no, it's even worse. I get so depressed deciding, do I want to go to the grocery store, or the only shit garbage place that delivers around here is Walmart, and order their shit groceries to my fucking house just because it's easier. Because now I went from tenacious. I drove to your place 2 hours away. I'm driving home in the rain. It's pouring rain. It's dark. I can't be stopped. I don't want to leave my house. Like, literally, that's where the brain within 3 days went. It's scary out there. And then I got my high coming to your store, coming to Purchase Street for the Unplugged All Sinners release. Guys, that was a blast. Get out to Purchase Street Records. I was at some great record stores up and down the East Coast this year. That was another high, I guess. I had a few of them. And but I crashed so hard. And then I do stupid stuff. When I crash, I'm like, oh, let me hit the bottle now. Let me booze my problems away. Because that'll fix it, Roger. That'll get the confidence back. And
I won't.
Nope. And that'll put me
problems. It doesn't matter. You can drink all you want. Your problems are still here the next day.
They're worse. They're worse for me because now I pissed at myself.
And you got a headache. You don't know who you told off.
Dude.
You pissed on the fucking sofa.
I am famous. Pissing is my specialty when I'm wasted. And then I am famous for waking up to a phone. Waking up to a phone with all my texts deleted. Because drunk Metal Horror Madman doesn't want sober Metal Horror Madman to see the damage. And people, it could seem like a funny story outside. It ain't funny. It ain't funny that next morning. It is the miserable, most worst feeling in the world. It's shameful. You don't know what you've said, who you've hurt, if you've hurt yourself. Usually that's my problem, is I'm trying to hurt myself in those moments. I'm just tired of it. I'm like, you know what? I've had it. I can't do this bipolar back and forth. The real world Metal Horror Madman. It's because it is like you. We're talking, guys, we go he's conquering stages and venues selling out, and I'm going out to these places screaming Slayers and have everyone's taking pictures and autograph, and it's like, and it's not a thing for like egos with us. It's just that it's what we like to do. It's just what we like to do, right? It's my favorite thing to do, and balancing that. And every time this year, and it was bad because it was my birthday. I hung with you. You could tell I was very manic the way I was buying records, right? That's manic madman. I saw your face at the register. I'm like, he's going to slap me in the face in a second. I had to stop. That Tora is still pissing me off right now. Oh, I want that album. I got to get back there if it's still there.
I do mail order. I'll mail order it.
Okay, I'll buy it off you.
That's a good record.
I need that record. I'll have to DM
and you. You need hot sauce, too. You need more hot sauce.
Roger, I have the hot sauce. The hot sauce, I do. The hot sauce bottle. Guys, I had the hot sauce, and Roger, no offense, but I'm like, I get hot sauces from all these brands, and it's just hot sauce. Yeah. It's literally, it's all like almost as good as Frank's, but not as good as Frank's, or like, yours was, I had yours, so tonight I'm eating a roast beef sandwich. I just wanted to do something easy, because I really like to cook and prepare, but I needed something easy. I saved the bottle because there's still residue in it. And I'm just pounding this. I'm pounding this thing like I'm pounding a metal mom on a Saturday. Now I'm just going to town, and the drippings are coming out. And that sauce, I'm like, this is the best sauce for tacos I've ever had in my life. And on a sandwich, it was unreal. But for the tacos, I'm like, this son of a... Of course, even his hot sauce is the pinnacle of hot sauces and not just some generic trash. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, a friend of mine in Vermont, Silk City Hot Sauce. He's got a whole line of stuff.
Nice.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have him send you a selection of hot sauce.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. I'm down.
Cool stuff.
I mean it because, I mean, we're close enough now. Like, if I didn't like it, you just never would have heard about it. You know, I'd just be a hot sauce sitting on my mantle. I am obsessed with this to the point I'm annoying myself about it. Like, I was dipping Ritz what a fucking psycho. Dipping Ritz crackers, dipping pretzels, anything I could find. So when I'm like, you know, I'm not boozing, right? I'm being a mature madman. So maybe I'll take some magic edibles or something because I got to stay calm. I'm very manic all the time. With that hot sauce, though, I was ready to start drinking it. I was Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its, I'm dipping in it. It's fucking crack.
It's good.
It's great.
It's better than crack. It's
better than taking crack, guys. That's what we've learned today.
That's the next shirt. It's better than crack. You won't die.
That's an amazing shirt.
I'm
gonna have to steal that for a video. And but when I left too, and you were too kind. That day at your store, everything was amazing. I was so happy to see the whole group having fun, seeing your fans there, mingling with everybody. Just really good people that believe in your product. The record sounds amazing. The record sounds amazing.
That was a lot of fun. Dude, I didn't even tell the dudes we were recording it.
Really? That's why.
I did so much stuff with these guys are great. I love every one of them.
Yeah.
Take a bullet for them. But sometimes when you discuss stuff with people, and there's 3 or 4 different, views on things, it really depresses me that I'm like, all right, well, I don't even feel like doing this now. So what I do, I just do it. So fuck it, we're just gonna record it. So we recorded the Saturday and the Sunday. Saturday we were in Worcester at Off the Rails, which is a great little place next to the Palladium.
Great food there too, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Which we're gonna have to go.
Okay.
And then for Metal Fest, I'm gonna go to Metal Fest. My buddies Bury Your Dead, their last show, so I told them I would go. And then the Sunday we recorded up in Salem at Kodo, which is, I don't know why we always talk about food, because we enjoy food.
We love food.
Great
sushi, right?
Oh yeah, yep. Great Japanese cuisine. It was great. So yeah, I didn't even tell them we were recording it, and then I put it in the Dropbox. And I said, hey, the acoustic recording's in there. I was like, take a listen. No one listened to it for 2 weeks. Nobody.
Really?
Yep. 2 weeks in a day. I had it mastered for vinyl, and I said, yeah, we have a record coming out. They don't care. No,
but that's, Roger, that's some old school shit.
They do care. They do care, but they're just like, just take it. just take it and go.
They a few points here for sure. First of all, that's some old school type shit that people used to do to get that raw sound. And when I was in the store on that sound system too, like, I mean, those songs were stuck in our head the whole ride home. And we said it, like, these songs, they're in our head, and they were just done. They were done so well. They were just done so good. And you could tell you guys were just in click having a good time. And I think to your point, they do care. Like, talking to Mike and stuff, the Pat, and he's been in bands and done all this stuff. And but they appreciate you. I can tell you that. Guys, don't strangle me. We're not getting sentimental here. We know he's a hard ass. It's fine. We don't have to fucking be nice about him. But they appreciate you, Roger, and they say it. They really do, because they know the vision you have. They're committed to you because of the passion that you take in the project. And when you're doing something like that, all of us respect you going, he sees, there's a reason you're... So when you talk about controlling stuff and doing things a certain way, you're not doing it half... This isn't Michael Scott in The Office where you're just throwing shit against the wall and hoping it sticks, right? You have visions, and we all believe in you. And it's why I tell people, this is a guy to connect with. Anytime I'll see bands, you'll see, they'll fucking link up with them. Like, follow them on Insta. And it's something to just really take pride in. That when you're talking about when you're down because you have nothing going on, you have a ton going on. You've already had a crazy year, and it's just more coming. It's not real what's in our heads right now.
I get it. Well, we don't have the stress, but we also have the record that's being mixed right now. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, it'll be mixed. The gentleman Rucho just texted us the other day saying, "Sorry, it's taking so long." He said, "But mixing 12 songs with all these tracks." He's like, "I just want it to be on."
Yeah,
but it's a lot of thought process. Who's gonna put it out? Like, I mean, I'll put it out. I don't care. Put it on my credit card. Doesn't matter to me. I'll give you my credit card. We'll buy a bunch of Slayer toys and socks or whatever you want to buy. But I just don't want it to sit in the store. Like, I really feel this record is good enough for anybody. And I'm not saying Sony or any because we would not make enough money for them. But if we did a smaller label, even a metal label, anything that has good distribution and some kind of to get us some opening shows.
And I think
that's my stress.
Yes,
getting this record
to
where I feel it should be.
And I think that's a good point. And I thought that was on your mind. I thought that's been on your mind the last couple of times I've seen you. It sounds, even in your positive modes, I have noticed. I really have. And I was waiting to hear till what you were saying. And I thought that was it. And it is a lot because you're putting everything into it. And you're not full of shit either. Like, this isn't, no offense to some of the bands out there, but there's a lot of bands that aren't ready that think they are. They're not there yet. It may take them time. They may not get there. Like you said too, sometimes people lose touch with you. Maybe the chemistry's gone. You break up, you start from scratch. It's the best thing to do. Don't try and force a relationship. But your music and show, it's already there. So I get what you're saying, because if I'm in your same shoes, I'd be like, I'd be a little hard on myself. I'd be like, I want this thing released, like you're saying. I don't want it stuck in one place. I don't want to have to just sell it at the shows. I want distribution. And it's just it's almost tougher than ever for all that too. It's just such a tough scene. And when you have the quality already, you guys play great, you sound great. The song, I say it every time I see you guys. I swear I'm in an arena. At the video shoot, that vibe was an arena vibe. That was you and
fun.
Stryper in front of 40,000 people. 1989, fucking everything's banging full. And I get it. It's got to be frustrating, but I know it's all going to happen. It's just taking time, and it's just those things that happen in life and with this industry. And I go through different levels, not with a record. That's really, I can't imagine. But the worst thing we can do is what we do right now, is where we get a little depressed, beat ourselves up, wondering how it's going to happen, what's going to happen, because you already have the product, man. You got the band, you got you've got some rabid fans, you've got some fucking psycho. I love you guys. I'll hug you next time I see you again. But you fuckers are crazy, and I love them all. And I started bonding with everybody right away, and we all believe in what you're doing, man. Like you have an army behind you, and it's just takes this time and this right connection. And like we've talked about, I've tried to get names out there, and it's just not easy. It's not fucking easy anymore. Not that it ever was easy, but as we know, there was a time where it was easier. There was a lot of labels, and people were signing. They were just signing everybody to get them on that fucking label, and then it was up to you to decide, if you were going to have the chops to hang around or just be a, in and out one album deal.
I was talking with Jonathan from Living Wreckage and Shadows Fall and Anthrax.
Sick.
Which is crazy because like he's playing in Anthrax. This is a dude that like we play Ralph's with him.
Right.
And I've known him for a long time, and he's a talented guy. So just a great dude. All those Shadows Fall dudes are. And they signed to Black Label's label. Not sure, and Down and all that world. So like, I asked them, "You guys going on tour? You guys doing this?" And he goes, "We'll see."
Wow.
He goes, "If it's in the cards, we'll do it." And I think that really helped me say it to myself. Now, if a band that's literally had 20 years of success, and of Ozfest, and I mean he's playing Black Sabbath, Ozzy's last show, and in Europe and stuff, and couldn't happen to a better guy.
Right.
But when he told me that, like literally, it depends on the cards. He's like, we can't go for broke anymore.
Right.
We can't. It's not the smart thing to do. So I have to keep that in my head that I can't go for broke. Like my parents are gone. I had some of the coolest parents of all time.
Yep.
But like, I used to go on tour and I'd call my mother from a payphone. "Hey, Ma, I'm going to be gone for a week. I'll talk to you later." And because she would yell at me, like she didn't like me in this type of lifestyle.
Right.
For other reasons or whatever. But like, she didn't want anything to happen to me. I was her son. But I could come home and I'd know there'd be food in the fridge and, all my bills would be paid. If I go out for 2 weeks, I got to find sitters for my dogs and people to watch my store and just whatever. Like life's a lot different now that we're older. But
it is.
Talking actually helped me put it in that perspective.
It's in everything's perspective, dude. Let me tell you that too, because like I just turned 48 and people would be like, whatever. That was a lot on. It was a lot on me. Like. It's weird. I just look at these places where I was at 17 and 21, and I remember throwing a fit when I turned 40 and going on a bender, and all of a sudden now here comes 50, and I'm sitting there, and you'll have social media, most part everything's positive, but you have some dicks, and it's a keyboard, and they're just talking shit. You're old, blah blah blah, and I went out for. You should have seen this crew. I went out with my tattoo artist and they're all bikers and his friends. And we go to a Sunday brunch, and I'm in my municipal waist cut off and my fucking shorts, Biohazard tattoo showing, Slayer socks. They're dressed like biker, and everyone's in the Easter dress and in a polo shirt. And here come the four scum. But we were the most polite, again, stereotypes. Oh, here come the shit. No, we were the ones being nice to the wait service. We were the ones waiting for everybody to finish to go up and eat together, do all this stuff. But my point was, they're sitting there with me. They're all 60, 61, 62. They're like, there's young blood with us. There's the young guy. I wish I don't even remember what 48 was like. And I just started going, holy shit, is this all perspective? Everything's just perspective. Why do I care? And I don't want to be 24, 25-year-old me. I'd like a few years back just for a time thing, for stuff I'm trying to accomplish. But I don't want to be that person ever again. That person wouldn't have come up to you at Silver Scream. That person wouldn't even talk to you. That person would have just grabbed the vinyl and walked away. He didn't have the outgoing skills, the confidence. That person would have never made social media. Never. Not in a billion years with my face. Because when I first started, all I was doing was like taking pictures of records and posting them. But if you put stuff in perspective, like you're already so far. Look at the bands that you've been playing with. Look at the whiskey. Look at the people you've met. The amount of people that know you in the scene is insane. You've got a very successful record store. And to me, I mean, guys, you don't understand. This is not me blowing smoke. This is the record store for metal, glam, punk, hardcore. It's too much. He knows. He thinks I'm joking until that. Like, I can't take it going in there. There's so much I want, Raj. Everything. I love the mix that you have in there. Because it's all old school to me. It's all that vibe of, I used to go into and I get whatever I want. I can pick up a Madball album You know, and I can pick up a fucking Trickster album like that. That's what the madman loves. That's that. All my tattoos. That's why people, you know, oh, you have a pink brat tattoo and you have Maiden and you have Death. Why isn't it all like or this or that? I like diversity in my music and especially in my metal. And I look at your shop, what you've accomplished. It's crazy. And I've been into some shops that I like or used to like, and they kind of turned their back on that type of music. I noticed. Like, and I understand there's old, like you told me, you got to sell certain stuff just to pay the bills, right? You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's okay.
But they like turned on it, and I look at yours, and I'm like, he's still doing this. I know 5 people in the last 5 years that talked about how they were going to open up a record shop. Nothing's ever happened. I know 50 people whose band is getting ready to go. I know one band, 7 years. They have one song with no vocals. They practice. They practice one day. It got to the point I'm like, do a side project with the Madman. I'll do a minute like a hardcore grindcore thing, and then in between sets I'll just talk about fucking everyone's mom. Boom, it's gold. It already sells itself. But they have the passion's not there. They're never going to do what you did. You've already, Roger, I mean it. Like when I was making those videos, I told you, I was thinking a lot about the stuff with you. You're already light years ahead of everybody. I get it. I get that final step. You're waiting for that final step. And I know it's going to happen. I just know it's difficult. And to your point, life's knocking you on your ass right now. Once the record's completely done, once everything starts coming into place, it's all going to work itself out. And as you know, you try again if it doesn't. You're just that type of guy. You're like, let's get ready for the next one, while making sure you take care of everything. And that was the biggest thing.
One of my fears also is this record is a little bit more metal. It's definitely the first EP. Mike did a lot of the writing guitar wise. This next one, Nick did a lot more. And Nick's very Megadeth, very riffy, very just brings the power. And Mike keeps right up with him. It has to play a little, I don't want to say simpler, but simplifies the riffs so he can sing and play them at the same time. Because Nick's all over the place. Nick's insane.
Right.
But my worry sometimes is too, and my guy's saying I'm fucking crazy for saying this, but I'll say it because I don't care.
Yep.
I'm afraid like somebody's gonna be like, oh, they're a little bit more metal now. I don't like him as much.
Nope. Nope. And I'm going to tell you one thing, Roger. When you
you won't. I know you won't.
But Roger, I talked to a lot of your. Okay, I know what you're saying. I was wondering that myself until I was in your store, and I was watching a lot of these people that are just talking. What do we want to call it? Just traditional 80s metal, right? Our Warrants, our Dawkins, our traditional 80s metal. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. I got a room full of it. They were also buying Biohazard CDs in your store and Megadeth. And I was watching for that reason because I wondered when I met a lot of these people, I'm like, they're not going to want to follow me, right? Because I'm always doing this extreme shit. And I was wrong. I was dead wrong. I think it's going to do nothing but help your brand even more, band. And then I'm excited for it because I'm going to fucking convert a lot more people. The more metal, the more people Metal Horror Madman can convert. That's the audience. But I think in today's climate that is 1,000,000%. And I play your CD over and over and here all the time. I'll be working. I need something. I need that feel good. I need to feel good about people, that I really care about and music that's really solid. But I think that's the natural next step for you in this band. And also because, guys, Roger's background, he's from fucking hardcore bands. Like, this guy's seen some shit. He's been through some shit. He's at those shows where everyone's fucking punching each other's in the fucking face for fun. They're just fucking swinging for the hell of it. They're just screaming, ripping shirts off. We're all rowdy, right? We're excited. We're dehydrated. We're fucking fighting trees outside and poles. I think it's the natural thing because the other thing about your guys' stage presence, you all just have this thing like it's ready to burst out. So I think it's going to be nothing but a positive. And I even think with the labels and today, that's the stuff, right? People just want heavier right now. We're back into that kind of mode. You know how it goes back and forth all the time?
Oh, yeah.
I think you're doubting yourself there for the wrong reason. I think that's a natural progression, and I think you're going to be surprised.
It's a natural thing for myself to doubt myself.
Yep.
Like
I know, same.
you don't want to come across too cocky. Like I love the EP. Like I
Amazing.
100%. I listen to it all the time, and
Yeah.
same thing with the you know with the acoustic thing. I have it on in the
They're
store,
great.
and then
Yeah.
I realize I'm like, all right, no one else wants to hear All Sinners all damn day, so I better change this real quick. But I but I wonder that like almost like you listen to Queensryche Operation Mindcrime to
Yep.
Empire. But
Right.
then you listen to the earlier Queensryche stuff. That was super metal, and then it
Yeah.
went to very organized metal, which is
Yeah.
that Mindcrime record, which is amazing. But then Empire, very radio airplay. I mean, those guys obviously they wanted to pay for houses and buy new cars at that point.
True.
But they matured as a band. But how those records change. That's the only thing I worry about from the EP to this full length, and it's 10 songs. We did 12. We actually did. We redid. Mike did the. We're reamping all the amps, and he's mixing the Hunted and Believer over, and Mike redid
Nice.
vocals. A friend of ours is helping us, trying to get the, not trying, but attempting to get the record to, for some certain people to hear it.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, man, you have to release Believer in Japan. You have to.
True.
And he's very familiar with that culture and that
Yeah.
world. And Japan loves Journey, Mr. Big, like
Yeah.
YMP, like that very.
Oh, they
singy-
worship him over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll go to. You want to go to Japan with me?
Dude, you tell me where you want to go, and I'm there. I mean that. I want you to know that too, man. Like we talked a little bit off before we started, and I'm out there now. Like I've been afraid of flying my whole life. Well, I've been afraid of a lot of stuff my whole fucking life, and I'm done being afraid,
Long
Roger.
flight.
I'll take. You know what? Who doesn't
no
want to
boat
see a guy get arrested for screaming Slayers on an international flight? That's the publicity we need. Just hear me
Oh,
out
no,
one
we don't.
second.
Oh.
I think the
Invitation
big
taken back.
motherfucker. I always blow the opportunity. I think the bigger risk to me was like putting out an Unplugged album in 2025. That's balls of steel. Like we're talking about.
Well, how about this? I'll throw this right in.
All right.
You go listen to Alice in Chains Unplugged. Go listen to Nirvana Unplugged. Go
Yep.
any of those MTV era Unplugged. Even LL Cool J and Arrested
Yep.
Development. Like all those records, all those recordings, the best. The best. Like,
So good.
I mean, I felt Nirvana had a second life after that acoustic.
So that's a good example too of what you're talking about, though. That Roger, different sounds from what was on the albums. I'm talking night and day. That didn't stop any. That didn't make the fans go, "They suck now," and I'm out. I'm telling you, it's all growth for you. You're doing it in a different way. Usually, people come out heavier, right, and get lighter. That's just the way that works. This is a different scene, Roger. This is a different time. There's no more, as we know. We just talked about earlier. You don't have 50 labels fighting over a band and who's going to write the ballad.
I don't even think we have one.
That's what I don't even know if there's one label signing bands right now. The scene's changed a lot, so
God.
so the scene's changed, man, and you're doing it the right way. And the scene is it's aggressive again. This stuff is back to where it was. The cycles happen over and over. We either have poppier or we have more aggressive, and we're in that aggressive time again. And to survive, I feel I don't think I'm going to be proven wrong here. I think you're going to see some growth with this band, and even covering, Striper and everything that was sick, and that's the way to bridge it. That's the way to still bridge that. Keeping those '80s traditional metal sounding fans to the more heavier, thrashier, or however you want to describe it stuff. You're bridging that gap for everybody, and you're not going to lose people. You're going to gain people from this. You're just going to gain people from this album. That's all that's going to happen. The worst thing that happens from this is you're going to gain new fans. So all the anxiety and the stress it's in our heads. I'm you right now. I just seeing you, I can't see you down. So you lifted me up, Roger. So if you want to stay depressed for some, till I come back from Milwaukee Metal Fest, till I know I'm okay. If you don't mind sitting in the corner crying. Till you get
I'm eating a full bag of Doritos right now. I'm about to get the booze.
I got the Jack Daniels. I put it directly up my ass, Roger. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, just put it on your head and just pour it in your butthole.
Oh man, it's all in our. It really is though. It's in our brains. It's in our heads, and we all have a lot going on, and you have a lot more going on than most people. Trying to get the album out, running a business. People think that you own your own business, and it's just magic. You push a button, you come back every month and collect the cash.
No, you have to go find stuff. You have to go into people's basements, and like just everything. It's an ordeal. That's the thing, right, Alice?
It's such an ordeal.
Yeah, especially for how many like record collections. Like, I'll buy a metal collection. I don't care if I'll have 30 Crocus records, like this and that.
Yep.
But for how many bad collections I get, I get maybe one or two, 20 bad ones to 2 good ones.
Right.
That's a high when somebody goes, I hate to say it, and me and my buddy said the other day, like, metal guys will not sell their stuff. They'll be homeless.
Oh, me. I ain't no way.
Anything like that. They have to pass away. Literally, they have to be not here anymore because they went to hell and high water to find that first breath, so far, so good, so what? Or that Rain and Blood, or the all that stuff.
That's me. I could sell my collection and probably help myself financially tremendously right now. Get myself out of some jams. I don't even think about it. The only times I'll sell stuff is if I was like, I'd go into a Target or something. This was a couple of years ago, and they'd be reducing vinyls. I'm a hustler like you, so if I'd see stuff that I knew I could resell, or go to a collectibles shop that I know the guy and he's going to get, I'm going to make out on everything. But as far as my metal stuff, I don't think I've never sold my metal, and I gave away a copy of a Cannibal Corpse that I didn't want to give away variant, and it to a very close friend that really needed it for their collection. And Roger, I spent a week going, and I had doubles, and I still was like, why would you do that? It fucked me up. It was remorse of doing something. I just not having that thing with me. Because to your point, these variants were like impossible. I nabbed them both like right away. I was able to get one and one, and I'm never doing it I'm just doing it because I love the art. I love looking at the pressing. I love listening to it. I am so happy that's back. That we can grab all that physical media, because I thought it was going to be just gone eventually. It was heading there one time, and here you are with a 6th store, and we're talking about releases and all these different physical media things, and this stuff just means so much to us metalheads. And I mean, you're one of us. Like, this stuff, you have stuff in your collection.
I love it when button collections come in, or stupid, like the old headbands, like you name it. Just all that world, But
all that world.
But owning a record store, just mainly just having metal. Oh, I have new popular stuff too.
Yeah.
But I always buy the metal stuff. I always have it money in my pocket,
Oh, your reputation.
So if anybody's selling anything, including the metal Madman's wife, eventually,
Guys, he can't have this. Give me a call. He can't have this. He can't have this vinyl. This is ridiculous. And we can't wait for me to die. Everybody, to take my shit. I know that's everybody wants all my crap. They can only imagine what's floating around in here. But it's so true, and I gotta put more of that up on in my stories for sure, because there are rational people that come in some hard times and go like, I could just flip this over, and Roger's gonna treat you good. Roger will never treat you wrong with anything. Fairest guy when he's buying vinyl, fairest guy when he's selling vinyl, fairest guy when he's selling any of his merch. This is the real deal here. These are people that you just don't see in the scene. And support them. Support the business. Sell your vinyl you don't want, or maybe you know somebody in your family, friends that don't want it. There's no shame in it either. I had to sell CDs way back in the day at a FYE. I was in my 20s. And Roger, I sold so many. My father, I don't talk to, like, fucked me over. I had no money. I went in with black garbage bags. I'm talking like 500 CDs. And by the
seen it,
but so by the time I went in the third time, I was banned. I was banned from selling. Because they were like, they're like, corporate thinks you're stealing. Like, you've sold 1,000-something CDs already. Some are still sealed. You come in here with garbage bags, and I'm like, you got my fucking ID. I'm like, this is killing me and it did. It killed me that I went out when I got back on my feet and I just started buying CD like a lunatic. Like I just started replacing as much as I could. But yeah, sometimes guys, you got to do it. Just go sell it because it's just physical shit. Like I'm not being sane about it. I have stuff I should just get rid of. I know I should. So if you have to do it, you just do it. And this is the guy to go to. Purchase Street. Go to a lot of the other stores and you tell me who's got the metal stuff. Forget definitely some of the chains anymore. They're just turning their backs all around. He has the reason I get so excited with Rogers. There's shit in that store. Like when I pick up I think I said this to you when I was just in there. I don't know why I didn't grab it because I was out of control. But I got to go back there too. I was like, oh, Roxy Blue. Like I remember being in school. Roxy Blue Guys has this album cover, and it's Uncle Sam. It's grabbing the girl's ass in her short jeans, and I had like a Hit Parader magazine or something, and that was the advertisement in the middle of it. And some chick took it and put it on one of those like projectors. So we all thought it was hysterical, right? Because he's grabbing their ass. But I mean, I saw that in there, and then you're seeing. Pestilence I'm buying first pressing. I couldn't believe you had that. I grabbed that so fast. I didn't even stop to look at what it called. I couldn't believe that was sitting there. I was like shaking when I saw that. And the Anthraxes I've gotten in your place, like he has everything newer. He has everything original pressings. He has variants. He has picture discs. He's got shit. He's got autographed. I didn't even get to go through that box. I still eyeing that Merciful Fate in there. He's got a Merciful Fate Melissa autographed, which is fucking killing me. He's got everything.
It's still there. Your birthday's coming up.
It's still there.
I'll send you gifts. I always send you gifts.
It's This guy loves to send gifts, and that's why I try and give my gift a promotion. Now I got to get a gift of when I'm in Milwaukee. I'm just going. There's going to be record labels there. I'm going to physically threaten them. Don't worry, Roger. I got to. Oh wait, no, stop.
Don't screw this up for me. Don't screw this up for me.
I'll finesse. I'll talk. I do want to bring you up if I do get the chance for sure. I am going to. Like that's how mean you are.
Whatever you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Don't worry. And it's just finding the right thing at the right time. But his record store is top notch. It's got everything you could imagine in there. Go look at my comments when they see me mention him. They all know who he is right away. Everyone that says it's my favorite record store. I was at the original location. I was this. I was that. Roger's a man. He's got every this. I found this first pressing. So he's got that down. And then All Sinners. Like here I am. He's doubting himself with All Sinners. I got numbered vinyl he's got pressed. I got CDs. I got wristbands over there. This guy's got everything you could imagine for this band. He's touring with all the icons from the past. Just massive names that he gets to tour with. Working on that album right now. You said your next one is Babylon AD? That's the next show?
Yeah, we got Babylon AD in Providence and one in Plymouth, Mass. Helpy. My bulldog gets loud.
It's all right. I won't keep you much longer, Roger. I know you had a long day.
It's okay. We'll hang out all day. All
right. I want to make sure you're okay. You had a long day.
We're actually July 11th. We're playing in Worcester at Ralph's with.
I'll be there for sure. I'm eyeing some of those other. I just don't want to. I told you, like I have to look at. I have a lot of shit. So let me look at everything I have going on.
Yeah.
But guys. I love All Sinners and Rogers so much. I canceled a family outing to Mohegan Sun to see fucking Tony Hitchcliff, whatever the fuck they want to go see. I don't know. I was like, not the same day as All Sinners. I already made my decision. So my sons are pretty pissed, but that's okay.
That's going to be a fun time. That's with the Officer X guys, too.
Sick.
Nice guys.
We'll have a great time. That venue, as you know, that is a historical venue. The bands that have come in through those doors, the feel of that place, just magic.
Still smell years of pee in that place.
Oh, man, going through the parking lot, hoping you don't crash in a pothole.
That bathroom downstairs is terrible. Terrible.
It's rough.
Yep. You don't spend much time in there.
My first time in there, I was like, this is like a fucking movie. This is a movie where they walk into the bathroom, you're like, that wouldn't be real. No one would allow that. Oh, they allow it.
Yeah. It's like, woof. Oh, that's funny.
It's a great time. The great bartenders. You see some of the bartenders are in the bands and everything, right? It's a fun time. And any show I've seen there, I've seen all types of shows, and they always deliver. It's hardcore stuff, sludge stuff, traditional metal, rock, goth shows. It really is an institution. Cheap beers, just mingling, small place, shoulder to shoulder. and it just gives you that old school feel. And I mentioned that a few times, old school, because I just love the old school, and that's what I'll say it again. That's what Old Sinners does.
The Rock and Roll Club.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
Right, we walk in there, we get dressed. You feel like you're in a suit of armor. You're gonna go meet everybody. You're all pumped up. You knock a few back. You talk to people. You're screaming. You're just having a real good old school rock and roll time. It reminds me of my buddy Lemmy. You know, where he's just always like rock and roll. That's all we want to do. Just want to get out there and live your life.
Yep. As soon as Lemmy get on stage, every time Overkill was playing him, we're Motorhead and we play rock and roll.
Greatest line.
That's what he played.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't a metal band. They played rock and roll.
Yeah, it's always funny with that when people start arguing. Like, what I'll do, who's the greatest metal band of all time, and someone will put up Motorhead. I'm like, we're not reading the instructions here, because Lemmy would tell you that wasn't. You know, Lemmy was a rock band, and really more associated with a lot of that like punk and stuff in the early days. Like, he would say that metal bands wanted nothing to do with it. He was playing speed. He was playing fast. They didn't want anything to do with that shit. And it's what I like on this arm right now. I got Tendencies, I got Motorhead, I got Hatebreed, I got the Misfits. That's like my punk guys, you know what I mean? The ones that are just out there, just playing aggressively, having a good time.
Have you ever had Jamie on your podcast?
No.
You should try to connect with him. He's a super down to earth dude.
I've been, you know, I've heard from him a little bit lately. I've been promoting Milwaukee Metal Fest like crazy. I've been so he, you know, they followed me back with some stuff, which was exciting for me. And yeah, I do. When I go to Milwaukee, I'm 100% sure I'll run into him. So it's something where I got to just like, hey, if you want to come on, I'd be more than happy to. Legend.
Tell him you know me. Just say I know Roger from Drained. He'll probably laugh.
Really?
We used to play shows with them back in the day in front of nobody, and we played LNGs in Connecticut with Overcast, Madball, and Hatebreed. Nobody there.
Wow.
Nobody there. You know, and we all know who Overcast turned into. You know, Madball's so legendary, so's Hatebreed. My band, nothing.
No, they know who Drain. They know.
Always the bridesmaid.
Hey, you know what? But you got those connections with those people and those legendary stories.
100%.
And that's the thing with you and Jasta. It's a similar thing, and that's where I always looked at Jasta like another guy that's having fun, doing what he likes. He loves metal and hardcore equally, right? I did a video where I was like, because I'm psyched for SOD at Milwaukee Metal Fest, like, and there'll be the people going like, oh, there's no Milano. I'm like, I don't give a shit, because the only guy I could see fronting this is Jasta. This is literally what I just talked about. So great you brought him up, because he loves both so much. Like, I love the people that get how one scene it really is, hardcore and metal, not the people that try and break it apart or put each other down. He loves it. Like, even when he did that record with Dee Snider, and I'm like, he appreciates Dee's voice where...
Oh, yeah.
Right, Dee's another one that just hasn't gotten his fair shake a lot of the fucking times. And I'm like, when people would say to me, Twisted Sister, you know, oh, one hit, I'm like, well, first of all, there's more than one hit. We could name them immediately. But then go back to, you guys want to say they were just a pop band, you know, Love Is for Suckers even? No. Go to Under the Blade, You Can't Stop. Those are gritty, heavy albums. And I used to see Dee when I lived in Long Island with his Sick Motherfuckers band, and he had the guy from Carnivore in it, and he had Al Pitrelli who played in Megadeth, and, you know...
Derek from Overkill was in there.
Derek from Overkill was in there, too.
Yep.
Just another guy, and Jasta's got that eye for that going, like... We need his, you know, this guy's got a legendary voice. Why are we acting like he doesn't? So, of course you know everybody, though. Of course he did. Why would I even? I'm just going to not even say names. I'm just going to, like, name off the 1,000 fucking people, you know.
I don't want to be that guy. There's too many of those guys. I don't want to be the guy when somebody names somebody on Facebook and then they put their picture in the comments. Yep. Those guys are the worst. I'm like,
so
come
bad.
on, you have to be that guy. I won't
so
do it
bad.
again.
So bad.
But he's definitely, when you see Jamie, definitely go up and definitely say hi to him.
Okay. I will take your word, and it's one of those things like we talked about too, guys. Like, you just got to get comfortable doing that stuff. So even me on social media, sometimes when I'll get stuff like I've had to work on just rising up my game and not being a fanboy myself. I think that's a part of my problem. So it's like where Gary Holt followed me back. You know, I start losing my shit. I'm losing my shit. I fucking worship this guy. He's in 2 of my favorite bands, 2 of my top 5 bands of all time. And it's like, but you still got to keep some type of composure and just realize we're all human beings. And everybody.
Let me let my pups out real quick.
Yeah.
Let me just open the back.
And during this commercial break, we'll talk about the metal moms if you're out there and you're feeling lonely and you need somebody to spend some time with. Maybe somebody that's a little intense. Maybe someone that likes to have a good time all the time. MetalHorrorMadman.com. Solicit your pictures, metal moms. Oh, Roger's back. Hey, how's it going? I wasn't hitting on everybody. It's fine.
That's fine.
But no, it's. I'll bring it. I got to clip this. Too. I should tag it in there too as I'm talking about Milwaukee Metal Fest because I've been so hyped for that. I haven't been outside of the East Coast ever. I've been up and down the East Coast. Never anywhere really else. And I'm going to get psyched to see what the Midwest is about, to see what a festival like Milwaukee's about. 3 days plus the pre-show. Jasta's playing the first day, Flotsam and Jetsam in the pre-show, which is great. Free ticket for the people that buy other tickets. That's sick. And then the lineup is just crazy. But yeah, SOD and Down. I can't wait to see them. I've never seen Gwar either, which is kind of crazy. Everyone assumes I've seen them get the shit thrown all over me.
How come you've never? How can you have
imagine?
never?
Can
They
you
play
imagine?
Worcester like every year.
I know. Something has come up. It's one of those weird bands where something just always came up every fucking time.
Now, did you used to go to Rock and Shock and all that?
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
I went to where I met Rock and Shock. My favorite Rock and Shock was the year the Alice Cooper Rob Zombie was playing the DCU, and then in the Palladium was Danzig, Prong, Doyle from the Misfits, Superjoint Ritual, and why can't I think of his name? Faster Pussycat lead singer. He was fucking there.
Tammy,
he was there playing, and they had like old guest musicians. It was a crazy time. And then, as you know, Rock and Shock, you'd walk in, there'd be some goth chick with like a boa constrictor around her. There'd be all these fucking muscle guys, all these hot chicks. Like, oh, that one, that sucked when that went under. And it's great we have Silver Scream now, trying to bring everything back. But but that was tough when Rock and Shock, when we had nothing there for a minute. And, Halloween Outlet, too, I associated with, like, Rock and Shock. That's out of business, too, in Worcester, which sucks.
Yeah, you know what's tough with the whole Halloween? There's only so many Halloween actors, and I don't want to say they get burnt out.
Yeah.
But they've really been at every single convention.
Everyone.
Like, I did that with wrestlers, like we spoke before. Like, I had that world. Like, we'd go to Comic-Cons and this and that. I mean, how many times can you take a picture with, Ron Simmons or The Godfather?
True.
It got to that point where, what helps out now, there's, they come out with figures and, cards and
all the
like
retro.
That. Correct. But what helps out with the horror stuff, there's always Friday the 13th stuff coming out and posters and
always
that world. But I think that's why Rock and Shock went down.
That makes sense.
I think a lot of the actors got really expensive. Same thing with flights and rooms and.
You're seeing it, man.
Yeah, 100%. Like I sell at Comic-Cons. I sell records and
right.
I'll go there and everything else, and I'll see somebody's autograph for $100, $200, this and that. Who's going to buy a $20 record they can get anywhere? But they'll go get Marty McFly's autograph for $200 because when are they going to see that dude again?
It's so true, and that's a good even festivals where we're starting to see some festivals that get canceled completely. We're seeing festivals shortening days, and I've talked to some of the security at some of these places, and sometimes they'll if they're Metal Horror Madman fans, they'll just start dishing the tea, as they say to me, and I'll go, I want a beer, and they go, you can't have one, you're an animal, and instead I'll have my tea, and they'll say what they're laying out for bands and celebrities, they're like, that's what's putting us under. They're like, that's what's causing all this drama right now. Like, the prices have gotten so crazy, and all these and then you'll see some of these weekends where there's like 2 or 3 competing festivals, which is also horrible because you can't even get some of the bands at some of those shows. They're just not willing to go travel again, like right away like that. You know where I'm going? Speaking of wrestling, I'm doing SummerSlam this year.
Are you really?
Yeah, MetLife.
Wow.
See what I'm sure it's going to be a shit show. I'll probably never go again, but I figure
You gotta try everything in your life, I guess.
That
I did
Raj, yeah,
WrestleMania. I did WrestleMania down in New Jersey one year,
yep,
and we did all the pre-show stuff, and then we literally looked at each other and said, "Hey," it was like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock on a Sunday. We had tickets. We had free tickets and everything.
yeah.
And I looked at my buddy, and he looked at me. I was like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool to watch WrestleMania on our couch?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we flew home. I got home around
Wow.
6:30,
Yeah.
and it was the best. I did all the pre stuff and all the meet and greets and all that crap, and then we just watched it on my couch.
That's what I feel like is going to happen to me with this. It's going to be like I did it, but that'll be it because I was the one that actually didn't want to go because I'm like we're not, the tickets are already crazy, and it's not like they're great tickets. It's $400 for like nosebleeds, and it's going to be fucking chaos, and it's going to be impossible to get in and out. And I got a hotel close. I made sure I wanted something. One thing I do. The way you like to have everything pristine and the best of the best. When I do try and travel, I try and get stuff to splurge. If I'm going to splurge on something, like if I could fucking walk to the venue or something, and it could be a crazy price, but it saves so much. That's what I'm doing at Louder Than Life also, is I have a place where I could walk right to the venue and people are like, you're out of your fucking mind. The amount of aggravation and time that's going to save me each day is going to be well worth it. And that's how I did it with SummerSlam. Either I could have got a hotel for 80% cheaper probably, but I was like, let's do this where they could all fucking fight to get an Uber and everybody's killing each other and we're just going to walk, and I'm just doing it to do it. And because like we talk, you don't know how long we could keep doing whatever the fuck. Life happens, crazy shit happens, and then one day we're gone. So
48, and you want a hotel
48.
close to the.
It's all over. 1 foot in the grave, 48. I'm going to just donate all this. I got the Metamucil. I got the Bengay on. I'm just taking it easy. I get in Walmart. I hop on my scooter, and I call it a day. Right? I had a good run, right?
You got your vitamins for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I got all that. I go to the show. I don't yell anymore. I just lightly whisper slayers into everybody's ear. It's what you do when you get this old in arcade. When you're a dinosaur like this. Metal Moms, I don't know why I'm offering myself to you because who knows if that thing even works. Who knows? You don't know what happens when you get older, guys. Take care of yourselves. It's a crazy... Roger, I hope you don't... This 48. Take your time getting there. It's not a fun place to be.
I'm older than you.
Oh! I know you told me. I'm busting your balls.
What, am I going to go backwards? What, am I going to hit 100 and then go back?
Go back. You do everything else your own way. He's got the fucking best hot sauce, vinyl, record stores. Just start lying. Just go, hey, fucking had a rough life. I'm 33.
You know what I want to do? When this is all said and done and retire,
Yeah.
I literally want to move somewhere where there's no neighbors or nothing and just have like a dog sanctuary. That's my eventual goal.
Yeah.
Financially, I had no idea how the heck I would do it. Hopefully, I
Yep.
hit the lottery, and I don't even play the lottery. But that's what I would like to do after everything's done, and go to some type of pet sanctuary or a
Yeah.
dog shelter, and just say, what dog's been here the longest? And just pick up the ugliest dog that's the most beautiful in the world, and just bring him home and have him sleep on a chair that night, have some food in the morning, and just relax. That's my goal at the end.
And that's why it's so important to do everything now. That's why people have to understand, do it now while you can. Everybody still has time. Accomplish that shit. My dog, I have one dog, heavy metal puppy, trusty Phoebe, heavy metal puppy, my dumb blonde. And I saw her. She was the first dog I saw immediately. I had to have her. Didn't even faze me. That's how I am.
Here's my dogs right here. This is how my dogs live. Right there.
Yeah, he's got his dogs own the living room.
Hey, guys.
They're super friendly.
There they are.
If that ain't the cover of a hardcore album, I don't know what the fuck is. There it was right there. Put that in black and white.
Just all day yesterday, cleaning the house and washing things and stepping in poop and mowing the lawn. It's crazy.
But
I enjoy it.
I live out in the country, so I have a ton of property, and I should use my ride-on. I use the old school push lawn. It just gives, like when we're talking about where my mental state is. So, like I'm sitting there going, I wasted all these months. Metal Horror Madman's. I should be at a show every week. I should be. I'm just couldn't. Wasn't in the cards. Weather, mental shit, life. But I go out there. I'll mow the lawn, and I just feel good. I feel good. I'm fucking out there. I'm using my muscles. My body's going. I'm relentless, as you can imagine. I'm stupid. I don't bring a drink. I'm like borderline gonna pass out. I won't stop till I'm done with every last piece of it. But I love it. And I'll come and my dog, she's just waiting for me. She's waiting for me there, whether my video has 1 million views or whether it has 1 view, whether I had a shitty day at work or whether I had a great day.
Yeah.
And I just, Roger, and my favorite part, and guys, you may think this is, especially you younger fuckers, out there partying every night. We've all done that shit. We've been there. You're gonna reflect on a lot of that's wasted time. My favorite time is sitting there when she just jumps on my lap, passes out. We got a podcast on. Me and my dog are just existing. There's nothing else going on in my life. I have no responsibilities. I'm not worrying about work, families. I'm not worrying about bills. I'm not worrying about social media. I'm not worried about flying events. I'm just sitting there connecting with this animal. And I am two things. I am a crazy person, everybody. People assume I'm crazy and aggressive. But as Roger knows, I'm pretty chill for the most part. I do get crazy and aggressive when people abuse animals or abuse women. Or children. I can't not stay vocal. It's quiet. I get vocal. I can't help myself. It's like a knee-jerk reaction. And I've been around, guys. I'm not afraid to get punched in the face. I'm not afraid to get jumped. I've lived it all. I've lived all those fun experiences. I'm
afraid of snakes. I'm
Snakes?
afraid of snakes.
I'll
throw a little kid on a snake.
We got fucking Indiana Jones here. What am I doing with this play snake? I shouldn't even have it. You know what's funny, though, to your point? Yeah, I'll punch a guy in the face trying to hurt somebody, but when there's a snake outside and my dog's getting riled up and she'll start charging it, I'm pulling her with every ounce of strength I have. Like, we're going to die right now. This gardener snake is probably a cobra.
The 1 in 1 millionth poisonous gardener snake.
I am, dude, I'm the same way with them. I'll see them and I'm like, fuck this noise. I don't know. You know what I do like, though? I like, besides myself, everybody, and going to pick fights with all of you for no reason, is I also like foxes. I enjoy a fox. I sit in my backyard and there's just 6 acres of woods and a fox. I like creatures like that. I saw a coyote one time. It was big fucking coyotes. He's walking back there. Roger, this coyote turned its head and looked at me. And I just sat there like shitting my pants. He just didn't even...
No joke.
And he looked at me like, if I feel like it right now, this is not going to go well for you. But I don't feel like... And I like the nature of things like that. And I think this comes full circle back to everything we're talking about as far as bans, social media, that unknown and that fear, and it's just how we handle it. So I'm in that situation. I could overreact and get myself in a lot of trouble there, right? I could try and attack the thing, which would be really stupid. I could cause a commotion and try and run away. Or I could sit there calm, assess the danger, and then assess all my other surroundings. And it's something I've really, really started to do in my personal life and my social media. And I'm making less and less bad mistakes where... Or in my mind, if something went wrong, it's a bender, right? Or if this is going wrong, it's this, or I'm going to get crazy, I'm going to be manic. And I'm starting to look at that. And I think that's really when you talked about how you coordinated that video shoot. Like, you just sat, you watched it all. You knew what was going to go down, what could go down. And keeping that composure and doing that with all sinners in Purchase Street. Most people don't do that. Most people in your situation are stressed the fuck out 24/7. They're sweating. They don't know what they're doing. Like, you come on here and we both talk about we have those moments, but you're still able to keep it together, to keep all your brands functioning. You know, you're not collapsing. You're not pulling the plug on it.
I have to. You have to. You know, I've had a lot of bad things happen in my life. I'm sure we could go round and round with it. But whatever's given to you, you know, a friend of mine, one of the biggest tour managers of all time, Charlie Hernandez, he was actually Billy Squire's keyboard
Wow.
Tech. And he went on to do Aerosmith, Stones, you name it, Metallica. He did the whole Guns. I watched him. I listened to him on a podcast one time. And he texted me and he goes, "Hey, call me when you think, you know, what would you think when it was done?" I called him. I was like, "I'm fucking mad." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, I paid for all those fucking shows, like to get
Yeah.
in, like all the Metallica Black and the Round, and Def Leppard and all that stuff. But at that time, we didn't have cell phones or whatever. But he told me, and I'm not a big religious guy, but life, how he said it, God gives you what he thinks you can handle. And the way I look at it, life gives you what life thinks that you can handle. So sometimes when I wake up and, worried about this, worried about that, you're already there. Like, just get it done. Like
Huge.
I'm worried about the shows that we're playing, at the end of the month with
Yep.
Babylon and, the one in Worcester, and I want people there. So what do? I get up and I just promote the shit out of them.
Yep.
Just keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. And I booked it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's, same thing with the record. I want everybody to enjoy this record. We did the record. We're waiting for it to be mixed. Every day somebody goes, "Hey man, when's the record coming out?" And I go, "I don't know." And I tell them, when the record's out, the record will be out.
Yeah.
I just want it to be put out by the right person.
It's the best way to do it. I'm sitting on right now like a shit ton of merch, and I got everything in the website now. Like I got everything ready to go.
There we go.
I just need to start promoting it, right? But I know my limits. So what we just talked about, the universe gave me everything to get to where I am right now. What I was doing is going, okay, you fucked up. You tied up all this money. What the fuck are you doing? This is crazy. You shouldn't be doing.
Send me pictures. I'll make a poster for you.
Oh, I know. I
that
appreciate you very much.
care.
You're the man. And but like I learned to go. I'm gonna when I come back from Milwaukee. I decided like that's when I'll do it because I'm gonna be all amped up, right? I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be making tons of content. I know how crazy I'm gonna be, and that's when I'm gonna be all in ready for that. But there was a point in my life where I would have forced it. I would have forced it before anything was even set up, before I had accounts of stuff, before I knew what I was doing, pricing it out, and I would cause myself so much extra stress, like an insane amount of stress, like. It's recently in the last year where I've just been like, I'll say no to things. Like, no, I can't do that. Or like we were talking, there's a weekend where Slayer's playing in, two parts of the country within 3 days and two groups of people are fighting for me to go to both places. Sometimes I just got to go, I made a decision. Like, if I can figure it out, I will. Like, I always say that in my head. If I can, right, something goes. And if I can't, that's okay. You made your choice. The other thing I learned, that's really stuck with me, Roger, is, unfortunately, what I learned is a lot of the people don't give a shit what I want or what's best for me, right? It's a lot of, we would like this, and no offense to anybody, it's exciting to see people we love. I'm guilty of it myself. I've tried to talk people into going places that they didn't want to, just because it'd be better for me. But you have to learn. I had Brat on here, and that's what Liz Selfish was talking about. And like I said, we all talk about all these things about how we wind down, how we cope with work and the real and all this stuff and the fantasy world. And she was like, just that saying no it's powerful. It's powerful to say, I can't do this to me right now. Like I can't add that extra stress. So to your point, you're managing all these things. You are where you are. The record's already there. Like it's gonna come out one way or the other. It's coming out.
Yeah.
The record store is going. You're gonna be playing gigs. You've got people covering things. You've got people on top of things. And
I said, how about this? I already said, if somebody can't cover, I just close the store.
Right.
That's it. I'm at a gig. That's what the sign's going to say.
Yeah.
I'm a drummer today. Sorry. But I got enough friends that will cover it. Not a problem.
Right. But like you said, if worst came to worst, like that, it's so weird when you get to that point, like going, I'm just not going to, like, I had a concert last year I really wanted to go. There was a lot going on, and I didn't go, and I was really upset with myself. And I fucking just stayed home. I got hammered. I was like, fuck this. You see a common routine here. So I'm going like, I wouldn't do that now. Now I would just go, I can't go. I'm going to let people down. Unfortunately, that sucks. They were expecting me. It is what it is, though. I got to worry about me. Again, if me or you fall apart, a lot of people around us fall apart. There's a lot of people that rely on us and what we do. And we can't, Roger. That's not who we are. We don't fold. We go to that last second that we know I can't do it. That's the only way we stop. is when it's like, okay, there's no more. I just can't do it. It's over. Physically, it's over. And then you still don't give up on life, though. Like you said, you do something else. You go save dogs. You give attention to dogs that need love and care. You find other things, and everything's perspective. Just perspective of where you are and what you've done. And the key is what you said before, too, is I'm trying to do everything now, and you are doing everything now. Like, you're doing fucking everything.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so. And thank you. Yes, thank you.
I feel, Roger, I mean it, and again, I bring you up all the time. I got the vibe from you right away. The tenacity, the accomplishments. I look at the accomplishments and then tell so many people about it because, like I said earlier, I know people that want to do what you're doing and they haven't checked off one box. I know one person. What you also talked about and what we talked about is just setting limitations, expediting, or just putting things in boxes. It could be like sometimes I'll know I'll talk to people and they want to do something. Well, let's go to Vegas. Okay, we'll go to Vegas. Well, then let's drive to California and then let's hit El Paso. And you're like, okay, time out now. I already know this plan's not going to happen because we're all getting crazy. But when I take control and go, we're going to go. It's 2 days. I'm going to delegate to you. You fucking pick the hotel. You pick what we're doing. We're going. We can afford this. We can do this. There won't be any bad consequences. You go out and you do it. And you've got a way of doing all of it, being successful at it. Everything I've seen you do with this stuff is very successful. And I think the only one that sometimes isn't seeing that is you. And I'll look at it and I'm going, this whole fucking place is full of people. They all love the fucking guy in the band. And it's like, but I get what you're saying because I'm the same way. So people will look up to Metal Horror Madman, other content creators, and I wish I could get to this, I could get to that, or look at him when he goes out. He talks there, he's screaming, he's having a time of his life, he's surrounded. They don't know I am just like you. I am just like you. I'll come back. I'll look at stuff that probably I could have done better, or things that could have gone better, or I'll look at this.
Better. You do them the right way the next time. That's the main thing with this band. I've already made so many mistakes. Like, hey man, let's play Pittsburgh on a Friday night, and then can't afford to do that. We can't afford to do it, but is it really going to get us in a better spot? So you just make the right decisions now because you've already made those mistakes. And how about this? I'm announcing right now that I have a spot at Silver Scream in conjunction with my heavy metal partner. You're going to be at my booth. You're going to be selling your merch, giving your phone number to old ladies.
There's still ladies, Roger. They sell ointments.
And we're going to have your own hot sauce by then.
Roger, stop, because
I have had that's my promise to you right there. That's my. You're going to be at my booth. I don't care if you're walking around. I'll still sell you.
I don't even need my merch, dude. I'll just fucking. Roger, I was. Do you want to know how me and you? See, guys, I'm conspiracy crazy simulation guy now. I have talked about the last week going. Last year I went. I was at a different booth with somebody helping them out. I wanted to help you out this year. I was going to offer you, when we were done talking, I was going to...
I beat you to it.
Dude, I swear on my life, I was going to go, if you need somebody to work your booth with you, I'll fucking hang with you. I don't need... you are too fucking nice with everything.
We're gonna sell hats. We're going to sell T-shirts. We're going to sell... What else you got? We're going to have hot sauce and probably some rubbers.
That's what I need. I need rubbers, and then ladies, don't take this the wrong way. There'll be brown bags and double brown bags, depending. We're going to have a look ratio. Don't be offended, though. I'm not saying I'm good looking. I'm just saying there's certain things I like to look at. So it'll be fun. Roger, don't worry about any of this. It'll be good. Hey, and tonight,
we'll get a game plan.
I'm there, brother. I'm there, and I want you to know, too, like, anytime you have something, and too nice to you. You're just too nice to me. And guys, you don't know.
I'm confirmed. I'm confirmed. I have a booth. They already emailed.
All right, I'm in.
You're confirmed now too.
I'm done. I'm calling. I'll take that Friday off of work already. That's the first thing I'm going to do on Monday.
Yeah.
We'll hang. We'll have a great time. I love slinging merch too, and I love talking to the people there. And the nice thing too is We'll have some of the Metal Horror Madman people there, so that way we can fucking let them meet the legendary drummer of all sinners. Come pick up some stuff. Hey, we help each other, dude. Like, that's what we're gonna do.
100%.
And we've talked about this every time, and we share that vision. Roger, I'm honored. I really do mean that. You hit me at a time. I almost got emotional there. I mean, Roger knows I get emotional sometimes. I just can't help myself. I haven't had a good life, kids. It hasn't been the best out there. I'm doing better than I've ever done. I'm having a great life now. My upbringing was shit. I was talking to you about a family member right now, and just, I got a lot of really bad. I come from a place, and I like to just keep relating this to what Roger was talking about just keep going and doing things at your own pace. And I have a couple of brothers that just, we all came from can't even talk about the abusive upbringing for many years. It's just horrific stuff. And they didn't know how to leave that in the past and keep growing, like we talked about, where learning from the mistakes of learning that's not how you treat other people. You don't abuse your body like that. You try and become a better person more and more and more throughout your life. And that stuff works with everything. It works with everything. So that was a lot for you. Thank you. I'm there. I'm excited. I wanted to hang with you there more than anybody. I was already preparing to tell somebody else, like, it's not going to happen this year. Got to hang out with my fucking bro. And the end of thing you have to, like, stop me from buying all your vinyl. That's the problem.
How about this? You buy it at the end of the weekend. Don't buy it at the beginning.
That's a good deal. That's a good
What's
deal.
left over.
That's what we'll do. No, I'm gonna be so amped up because, I mean, again, I loved hanging with you. We had great conversations there. We're gonna have people we all know there, which is awesome. And then I like to go see and then that way too, if you need to go see what's out there. And I got pictures last year with the guys from Super Troopers. I'm a big fan of of them, and I brought up their movie Club Dread. They were surprised, like, no one ever brings that movie up. I'm like, I love that I fanboy all the time. Fanboy all the time. And I met some really cool vendors there last year. As you know, there's some really cool people there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Everybody just doing the hustle. That's it. Even the autograph dudes just doing their hustle.
Just doing their hustle.
When actors and musicians aren't working, they're not making money.
True.
People don't realize that.
Guys, and that's why you got to be respectful of everybody. I know sometimes too, Roger, they'll be like, oh, I didn't get the amount of time. And like, I was talking to those two guys, and we're talking Club Dread and Super Troopers and Slam and Sam and all these movies from them. Such a fucking nerd. But then, like, midway, we're taking up pictures, and then they're like, whoever, publicist grabbed them, and it's like, you got to go take these pictures now. And I just got cut off like that. And I'm like, you don't get offended. You got to understand that's how this is working. And everybody's maximizing money. And, I mean, we're all, I try and talk to as many people as I can when I'm out. Sometimes I have to keep moving and just say, and I'm not being a dick about it. There just may be something going on I got to get to. So it's about being respectful of everybody. We'll try and take some time, me and Roger, to talk to you. We'll see if we could pencil you in at the con. I'll see what's going on.
Photo op. Do a photo op.
Guys, $666 signed autographs by two legends, icons. We'll sing a barbershop quartet to you as well.
We'll make sure it's My Mom Slept with Metal Madman.
That would be fucking sick. I'm glad you're saying this too, because now it really has me where I want to get these shirts out. I told you, and then like I'll get some more. Like, and you're a great guy to bounce ideas off of. You are a fucking genius.
Yeah, you just don't make a ton of merch. That's the trick. I need to learn because I make too much, but then I just end up giving it away, so I don't care.
This guy,
like, what works is just you never know what's gonna work. Like we made rubber masks. All sinners. Have you seen the rubber mask?
No.
Yet? Okay. Well.
Oh shit.
I need to send you. You're gonna get something in the mail. It's an actual latex mask. A friend of mine works for.
Wait till you see the video I make of all sinners with that fucking mask. Wait till you see. Just get ready, buddy.
But it's actually an Earl mask, and a friend of mine. He works for Hollywood when they come out here and makes all kinds of different stuff. He's pretty badass.
I'm psyched for that. I mean, I fucking love masks. Frankenstein, but
yeah, it's just like that.
Really?
It's just like that. Yeah, it's that good.
Oh, I can't wait. I have them all over the place. I have masks. I was a mask. Roger, I was one of those. I was like that fucking like an old Friday the 13th movie, something. Kids a mask psycho. I love masks. I have masks, all the Eddie masks, Gremlins masks, Trick or Treat, Motorhead, all this shit, everything. And I had masks. But people don't know, before Spirit, you used to go into Spencer's Gifts to buy your Halloween stuff. There was no fucking Spirit, right? You remember? And the great thing, too, you remember this, too, right? Halloween wasn't such a big deal. You'd get this shit 75% off, and it would just be sitting there. And this guy, I'd buy everything. And I had masks, and these were masks when Spencer's was selling like $200 troll masks, those giant ones.
Oh, yeah. Clearance is the best.
Clearance. I would go, dude, every fucking Halloween. I still do. I'll hit up Lowe's, Home Depot, everywhere I could find. I'm a clearance psychopath. But back then, the stuff you could find and the quality, and one of the other family members I was talking about that has addiction problems stole probably $5,000 in masks. Took them, sold them to someone for like $100 or something. Who knows? Gone forever, dude. And but like I say, that stuff in life, I turned a leaf where I started getting upset about that stuff, and I go, you know what? That person's out of your life now. They're out of your life for good. They can never come back. That stuff, you miss it, but you've picked up more stuff. You made room for more stuff. You learned some lessons. I had the two of them. I had all the Blade puppets, like the puppet. Roger, I had shit. I mean, when I talk, I had every.
That was Hot Topic. Wasn't that Hot Topic stuff?
Hot Topic, yeah. I have. See this. This right here, by the way, is from Spencer's. This is when Spencer's made statues. This says Spencer's Gifts on it. And up there's Spencer's Hot Topic Cradle of Filth from like the 2000s when vinyl wasn't back yet, but they'd do like a special pressing for the hell of it.
Hot Topic pressings are worth big bucks.
I got the Misfits.
Take that, man.
I got the Misfits Walk Among Us vinyl from Hot Topic, which is like impossible. But Roger, I got all this shit on clearance because they weren't selling. I would just buy them; they'd be like half off.
Yeah, because it's 2000s, and on Facebook Marketplace right now, you know those big 12-foot skeletons that you could get at Home Depot and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
someone's got one on there for $100.
Really?
I'm fighting myself to not go get this thing and just set it up in my backyard and have it look into my roommate's window like. Looking out the window and the fucking skeletons.
Talk about and knowing you get a big fucking old Sinners shirt made for the thing. Like I can already see you doing all this shit. Yeah, put the bandana. You know? It's that would be so sick. And I'm the same way with all that stuff. I'm fixing up. I'm building. Finally gonna build a studio and shit. You inspired me when I saw your place because I have above my garage. It's full. It's electric. It just everything's there. I'll put some drywall and stuff, but like everything's good to go. And I'm like, it's time to do it. Like it's time to just build that space for you. It'll make it easier for me when I'm recording, when I'm screaming, when I'm doing all my stupid shit. I could soundproof everything. But yeah, I love all that stuff, and I love that era. And it's just weird to see the masks came back. Like that's what made me so happy when you just talked about like masks are back because they were gone for a while too. Like they just weren't a thing. And it's like we got vinyl back. We have masks back. Cassettes are making a strong comeback now. Like everything retro. And it's just great to see because we've lived through these scenes, these cycles. And they seem to always come back.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it brings back like when parents bring their kids into the record store and stuff like that because their parents brought them into the record store. And when's the last time like parent did something with their kids? Like there's not. Everybody's looking at their phone or or on their computer or one dude one time told me, I'm so proud my son's buying a Guns N' Roses record. He was like, I'm so happy that you have that record. I'm like, you should close any store in the United States
if they don't own that
doesn't
record.
have appetite of destruction in stock at all times. Just close your store.
Just close. You know what? Speaking of Guns N' Roses and dads, I grew up on Long Island, and 1991, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 came out. I was 14.
Yeah.
And this was back then with the parental sticker advisory stickers, and Nobody Beats the Wiz was the store, and it was a fucking New York chain. It was famous, and I had to bring my dad in to buy those cassettes at that time. Could you imagine? My dad had to put them on the counter. They wouldn't sell them to me. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
What's somebody gonna do? What are you gonna call the cops?
That's the
If they sold
thing.
me, you know, I, I always say that as a joke. Like somebody comes up, and even if they're old enough, I'm like an NWA record,
Yep.
because Guns N' Roses, yeah, it has a few Swiss. NWA and that world of hip hop stuff, they were very mean back then. That was very
Yes.
tough. I'm like, even if the dude or the girl's like 30 years old, I'm like, you old enough to buy this? They're like, yeah, yeah, old dumb man. Yes, I am old enough. It's so funny.
Oh, that's so funny, man. It's funny. It's different times. I always thought that was so stupid, but I remember that like it was one of It's like I don't no relationship with him either. Not a great person, but you remember those good times. I try and find anything good that I go. Even though that was all bad, there's probably 30 things that have made me who I am today. So I look at that as a positive. Like I said, other family members couldn't.
Yeah, be the father that you didn't have.
That's what I try and
That's
be.
that's what you do. Like my roommate, Danny, cousin Danny. He has a son, Phoenix. He's great. Yeah, he wanted to go to show the other night. Me and him went bowling, had tacos. We had a good time. Had a dude night.
Yeah.
And he had a tough relationship with his father, and he does so much with his kids, and he should be proud. And he said
You've
that he
got
goes, I
to.
want to be the father I didn't have.
You
And
really
that's what
have
you
to.
did.
And I've always been
Yeah.
that way, and I've been that way with nieces, nephews. I've been that way with even when I meet these young followers, like because a lot of us from this scene, guys, and that's nothing to be ashamed of or afraid of or embarrassed about. We come from rough backgrounds. It wasn't the best upbringing. It navigated us towards this music and the type of movies we like. And I try and spend time with them, and I'll hear that, and I can tell. You can tell when you get older who's not having the best upbringing or support system at their house. And I try and give them everything I can give them. I try and bring all that support I can, advise them to stay. It's why I'm so vocal when I talk about these guys grabbing chicks in the pit or fucking someone trying to assault a girl. Like it just doesn't work for me. Like I'm going to get to a certain place because I came from such abuse, and I've watched what abuse did to my siblings that weren't strong enough. I've watched what abuse has done to other relatives that didn't make it past 30. And I just can't. I can't. And then that's where I have to find that balance because I can't save the world either.
Yeah. Just take care of who's around you. That's the best thing you can do.
It's the best way. And Roger, I know I've had you on here and we could talk for 15 hours. All Sinners Unplugged, vinyl, Purchase Street Records. Purchase Street Records. Go in that record store. You won't know what to do with yourself. There is no selection like that anywhere. The shit we find in there, the hardcore 7 inches this guy has, it shouldn't even be allowed, Roger. It's fucking criminal to find all the shit you have.
Just don't buy the Tora Tora record.
Don't buy that
That's
Tora
it.
Tora record. I'm buying that off him. Just tell me how to
I'm
pay.
gonna
I'm
put-
buying that.
I'm going to tag you in it every day. I'm going to put a not for sale sign right up there.
That's sick until I get my ass. So watch, I'll come fucking flying over there tomorrow now. I'll be like, oh yeah, we'll see. You're like, no, the skit's not working. The skit is you gotta wait. Well, it's because first of all, it's a great album. I think that was a band that, right? I think they deserved a lot more respect. Album is sick. It's tough to find. The album cover is hot as fuck. Like 80s Child. That album, the chick on the cover, the bomb, like such an iconic album.
They were a rock blues band when no one cared.
Good point.
Not no one cared.
No, but yeah,
But
I know.
no one paid attention to it enough.
Yep.
And for them to make a difference. That band Salty Dog, they were great.
Oh shit.
Kicks, Kicks was on that same realm. Same thing
No.
with Dangerous Toys. Same thing with Dangerous Toys and that type stuff. I think those guys reached a little bit higher elevation than Tora Tora. But
Yeah.
I saw Tora Tora, Dangerous Toys, and LA Guns at which is crazy. I'm just thinking about this now at the Veterans Memorial in Providence.
Yep.
And I have opened up for all three of those.
So sick.
dudes.
So
Yep.
sick.
And two of them I've rented hotel rooms for. So
Isn't that Roger,
Two
you're
out of the
sitting
three.
here. You're sitting here
I'll tell
doubting
you.
yourself. You're living the dream I tell my buddy, he's been to your store. He lives in Rhode Island, so he knew immediately. He saw you guys maybe open for Ace Frehley, and he was just, because I brought you up. I tell you, fucking bring you up all the time. And he's like, holy shit, that band was like punching above their weight. I'm like, this is so when I did the video shoot, like he was so psyched and everything, and I'm like, no, they're fucking making their way, and they're touring with all these bands and he loses his shit too, because these are rock and metal gods to us. Like these are
Yeah.
icons that we should never talk to in our fucking lives, and here you are schmoozing with everybody.
I don't think of it that way. Like we just go out there and we play.
I know you don't. You're like me. I know.
I just want this record to be put out by somebody.
We got to
That's
get
my
this All
biggest goal.
Sinners record out. You got to go to Purchase Street, buy everything All Sinners. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Buy his Purchase Street shirts are legendary. They are legendary shirts. I've got a few hanging up. I had to rep the All Sinners. I loved cutting the sleeves.
There we go.
I love the look, the coffin on here. Makes me want to go outside and kick the shit out of a squirrel. You got to support All Sinners. Go to Purchase Street, buy the All Sinners stuff. Come out to the shows. Come out to see All Sinners. You're going to have a great time. Madman's going to try and make as many shows as he can. Come hang with me. We'll get fucking crazy. We'll have a great time. They're all down to earth. You'll talk to the band. They're out there with everybody. When I got to see him open with Dangerous Toys.
Yep. Yeah, that was the second time we played with them.
Second time you play, because
Yeah.
I mean, you guys killed it. And when I saw the mask come out and everything, I'm like, this guy's out of his fucking mind. This is unbelievable. Everybody's going nuts. Everybody's having a great time. And then Dangerous Toys comes out, and that's another. So when you brought that up real quick, that's another band I was massive into, but nobody was into them in my school. Hellacious Acres came out. I thought that was going to be the biggest fucking album of all time. I'm like, they got heavier.
Yeah.
I love the first album, Scared, Tease, all that great. Those are great. But like fucking Hellacious, you've got to line them up and then you knock them down. Boy, I fucking love that. I love that album, that song. And then Pissed came out. It was one of the greatest and worst times for me. I think it was 94. The scene was in shambles. Grunge had taken over, but that was getting rockier. People, they looked at grunge as the savior. Grunge kind of fucked up a lot of everything because it didn't stay around long enough. Dangerous Toys, I saw them in a record store in Long Island. Not many people were there. The Pissed album was out. I just bought the CD. Dangerous Toys Pissed is one of my favorite songs ever. I love that fucking song. I bought the vinyl. I had to buy the vinyl the second it got released. I'm actually very big into them. A girl that was offering me sexual favors at Little Caesars Pizza, my first job, in the freezer. She was a big fan of them. That's how she also had big personalities. So I have a bond about them as well from her. I went to that it was just a bad time.
What record store was it?
Valley Stream. I don't know if it was Slip Disc.
Yeah, it was. My friend Mike owns that. I'm that guy being right. Mike Schutzman owns that record store.
So it could. I'm trying to think. I know there was a None of the Above it went out of business in Patchogue.
Yeah, in Valley Stream was Slip Disc.
It could be that one. And
So
I used to
This is what I wanted to tell you, and I'll tell you this on air.
Yeah.
He still has all the promo, like all his signed posters and everything else from the store. I'm trying to buy them right now.
Damn.
If you look at, I think South of Heaven, one of the dudes is wearing a Slip Disc shirt. In South of Heaven. Yeah.
So sick. That's sick.
Yeah.
And that's why I love talking to you. Fucking connected to. And no, you don't have to apologize. You're humble about it. You know everybody in a good way, and you have all these connections, dude. And I mean, here we are talking about Long Island. That's fucking crazy. And you're like, oh, hold on one second.
Mike's the one. So I just bought some records, and I did a record show. I started doing, after my tattoo shop kind of engulfed.
Yep.
I started buying a bunch of shit, and records were one of them. And I know music. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know it, and I know what's good music.
Yep.
I went down to Connecticut and bought this girl's record collection that was getting evicted from a house through a broker because I had to pay the broker because she owed the broker money, whatever it was. It was weird. I bought a bunch of original Motorhead, Slayer, Sacred Right, just great metal stuff.
Yeah.
I was at a record show, And Mike came up to me and was buying everything off me. And he was just like, you got all good. You should do this all the time. You got good taste.
Wow.
So a record store that you used to go to and was your youth is the reason why I do this today, and I blame it. I blame it on him all the time.
If people don't believe in a universe or a higher power or a god, like the coincidence, like look at the story we're talking about right now. That is fucking crazy. Long Island, that's where I know my bone. I used to go to the Roxy. That was the venue up in Patchogue, Roxy Music Hall. And I fucking forget the guy, the promoter's name. He was a character. He used to wear like a denim fucking jacket, but it had all like bedazzled before bedazzled was a thing, and he had his name in all the sparkles. It was so left over from the 80s. Like you knew the venue was gonna go on. He just wasn't. He was still living like it was 87.
Wasn't ready to let go. He was not ready.
He was not ready to let go. The bands he was booking. Oh my god, I saw Anvil and Raven there. 94, 10 people there. 8 of them were me and my friends. When people don't know what happened to that fucking scene. And when I saw Dangerous Toys, what I was saying is that they were beaten down at that time, which I understand. It was 94. They left a major record label. Jason was down there. And it's funny, like I'm geeking out remembering these stories, right? They've met 4 billion people. And I remember this like it was yesterday because I was so excited. And I remember saying, Roger, this is a fucking weird universe. Because you know what my question was? Are you guys ever going to put out a live Unplugged album? And he looked up at me and he was like, no. just like, fuck off. Are you out of your mind?
I'm going to ask him that. I'll text him. I'm going to ask him that. Hey, are you guys ever going to put out a live Unplugged album? He's going to say, some asshole from Long Island asked me that.
Back in the 90s, this dipshit burnout with long hair and his fucking Testament fucking vest. I asked, and like the naiveness as a kid, right? And like, I don't know at the time, they were going, the scene, when people don't, I'm like, people go, oh, I read Scott Ian's book. I'm like, no, I didn't have to read the book. I'm talking about the scene. I lived the scene. Anthrax going to get a fucking deal. They couldn't book fucking tickets. Like the scene got so bad at one point for metal. And all these 80s bands and these Titans were all fucked. They were all the Bang Tangos, the fucking Tricksters. Like the people that came in late at that tail end got fucked so because they had a taste of it for a second. And then the scene just... Alien, and then metal, and then when Metallica did the Load albums, that was like really, we were like, oh, something's wrong. We're all fucked. Like everything was going. You had Pantera in the mainstream still being as heavy as could be. All the bands, I remember like CMC Records. I couldn't get. I needed Twisted Sister live. D put out a cassette. We had to get from Mother's Music, which is long out of business in Patchogue, Long Island, where I grew up, and I had to order the Japanese release, like, to get it. Like, it wasn't even fucking pressed in the U.S., so we got that. I'd have to go... I went to a record store. The guy... I wish I remember the name of this store, and I can't ask my brothers because I haven't talked to them in 10 years. But I wish I could remember the name. I know one of my friends used to go with us, too. He was Adam Ant's manager. He was Adam Ant's, like, fucking tour manager or whatever the fuck, or promote, whatever he was. And he opened a store. That's what he did afterwards with his money. And he had his vinyl store. He didn't sell the albums from CMC Records, only the promos they would send him. So I couldn't get like Warrant Belly to Belly. No store was carrying that shit in 95, 96. Nobody. Even Doc and Shadow Life, Slaughter, like, I can't remember the name. I have them all sitting. I have them all still on. I've saved every CD, all promos. Overkill was, CMC Records was buying up everybody. And every album was flopping, Roger, like you couldn't understand. No stores would carry them. But I stuck with all the bands. My friends used to say, like, they'll still say to me, during that time, everybody put the flannel on. Not you, Matt. You didn't. They're like, you stuck with it through thick and thin. Everybody turned on all these bands. Because I was also hearing some real great growth from those bands and some mature sounds coming out of them. And Ultraphobic by Warrant. I think of those Warrant albums because, like, a guy that just got fucked by the scene, and just he was able to adapt, but the name Warrant was tainted. Nobody wanted Cherry Pie. That's all they thought of, which is not fair. Dog Eat Dog is a great album by Warrant, also a heavier album. They covered We Will Rock You for that boxing movie. It just brings me back of I'd have to go talk to the guy, and he'd sell them to me for $10. He'd get the promo with the hole punch in it, and it was every fucking 80s band was flocking. CMC Records was the only one buying. Letting them put out albums. And that didn't help. And then that crashed, and it got even worse for all these fucking bands. And then out of nowhere, right, it just started coming back. It started coming back, and I think some of the stuff like my batteries. Hold 1 second. That plug should be plugged in. It was just crazy to see what happened to the scene.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but the best technology here. This guy wants me to work at his fucking booth, everybody.
That's it. I'm too cheap. I won't pay for electricity.
Cash only.
I'll run a cord over to the person that is, though.
But it's a small world, dude. It's a small world to think about that with Slip Disc. And yeah, there was quite a scene. I mean, Long Island. Long Island, we had the fucking hardcore at one point. We had some great music coming out of there. We had the rowdy motherfuckers. They'd all say we were all out of our minds. All the fucking Italians from Long Island. All attitude. When I go out, people like this guy, I'm like, just drop me off in fucking, Suffolk or Nassau County. There's cookie cutters of me everywhere. Loud, brash, in your face fucking guys. And I miss those days. We had so many different record stores all over the island. And I mean, I think everyone I grew up with is every single one of them. There was a place, I was supposed to meet Belladonna when he was out of Anthrax, and his career again. This is like 94. Nothing's going on. And he was signing at None of the Above Records. That's what this place was called. None of the Above Records. One guy that owned it, he played in a doom metal band. I think Iron Rainbow, very local band. The other guy was a hardcore guy. Roger, the store had you couldn't get like a Crew. You couldn't get a Metallica. Everything was either doom and death metal or hardcore. So, and this was during... We're talking.
That's a tough sell. I know this. Like, it really is.
And then the crowd in there, like, it was uneasy in there in that scene at that time. And I was a fucking affiliated with the metalheads. The fucking long hair, and then we had the hardcore guys, and it was just always a tense thing. Even though I was into both scenes, right? Just because the way people looked, and they were doing it. The biggest album I ever bought from there is when Down Nola came out. That was the only time they were like, we're gonna buy something somewhat recognizable. And we had to stand online for that one. That was the busiest that store ever was. But it's such a tough sell. It's such a tough sell, but it was a good vision in the sense of they were trying to bring that scene, back then going. We're seeing some of it where these, obituaries bringing out hardcore bands and Dead Heat and shit like that. And it's just like, it's a weird thing to see all these different things going on and crossover bands. And it's great to watch where that was. But back then, that was a tense environment for sure. And that was when you couldn't buy CDs used either. People don't they think I'm like, I used to spend $25 for a fucking sealed CD. And when they started selling CDs used for like 15, you lost your mind. You're like, this is a steal of a century.
Yeah. I remember when CDs peaked at like 22 to $25. Everybody's like, you're out of your mind.
Remember that?
And then somebody figured out how to put one on a computer.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. CD seller.
That was it. That was it. It was crazy times. And yeah, you've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. We're not done. We're just getting started. We're not going to be down. Right? Wait till you see Silver's. Everybody's going to be at our booth at Silver Scream because that's the booth you're going to want to be at, guys. You'll get to talk to these fucking icons. We'll talk to you. We'll sign stuff. We'll take pictures. Buy the stuff. Support the bands. Get some All Sinners stuff. He's got shows showing up. Madman's going to try and make everyone he can make. Come out and hang out with the Madman. I'm not going to promote a band I don't believe in. I love this fucking band. I love the vibe. One thing I said to Roger right away is it brings me back to those good times. It really does, to when you just wanted to fucking rock. And now with the new albums coming out, we're going to rock and we're going to punch you in the face a little bit. And that's going to be okay because that's what we need to do. And I'm going to hype it like a fucking lunatic. I am going to hype this thing like people haven't seen. I got to do the unplugged one. I did the video before the music was up, so I fucked that all up, Roger. So I got that. I'm going to read. That's in my drafts right now. I was starting that. It was on my mind earlier knowing we were going to talk. And I'm like, okay, we'll recut that the right way. And a lot going on. And you have a lot going on. And you've had a lot going on already. And it's just going. And whatever doesn't click for us now is going to click for us next. Like, we're going to be tenacious. We're going to be a role model for everybody. I'm taking your advice. You've been great advice with me. I mean, Jasta, Roger's inviting me to introduce myself about myself. You're a legend,
Don't get in
Jasta.
trouble. Don't get me in trouble with Jamie.
Come on, Jamie Drain. I got the Hatebreed tattoo. How much more can I whore myself out here for?
We're thanked on the first 2 records. So
That's
on
sick. And
Satisfaction
Jamie.
and Perseverance, I think, too.
Oh, sick. And Jamie knows for anything he's seen how much I love him and how much I appreciate him, and for bringing those 2 scenes together, and for just being a great guy. I saw him at RPM Fest. RPM, he had me pissing my pants. He's up there going, "All you old heads, time to get out of retirement. Get in the circle pit. Come on, fuckers, let's go." And it was just great that even that he did that fest. That was a huge deal for everybody. That was so crazy, and he played most Jasta, which I fucking love, and the Jasta stuff is so underrated, and I have all the vinyl because I'm a fucking nutcase. And then he played a couple of Hatebreed songs, and he played Exodus, Tempo of the Damned, and I'm like, this fucking guy, and he was just, Roger, he was having so much fun up there. And that's what I'm excited about Milwaukee Metal Fest, is like, he stepped in, the fest was gone, he brought it back, he's got all different types of genres. He's promoting this thing like fucking crazy. He loves everything he does. He can coast on a lot of stuff right now. He's getting involved in these different festivals and keeping the scene alive just like you are. Just like you are, because you're keeping the scene alive for all of us. I met almost every one of your fucking lunatic fans. I love you all. You're all awesome. We'll hug it out next time, ladies. I know you got to see it in person. I know. But like, I see these people, Roger, and what you bring them, the joy. The amount of, they talked about being able to connect with you guys on a personal level. People telling me, I go to his store and buy a shirt every time it comes out. And I'm like, Purchase Street's got the sickest fucking shirts. And you're keeping them alive. You're keeping people young. And I'm talking to them and they're saying that to me. And they're going back to, Roger. Like I said, when I saw some that I'm like, I wonder if they're just more into the traditional metal, the glam stuff. And I'm looked down, I'm like, oh, fuck, Biohazard. Like, that made me very happy. I got so happy to see that. And I think this next album is that one that, like, we're going to come out and we're going to, we guys, I joined, I'm like the 5th fucking Beatle at this point. And I'm in the band, and we're going to punch this thing in the face. And if you need me for stuff, please, and I know how you are, but the way you invited me there, the way you voluntold me on here, because it's like my big brother. I don't want to get slapped. I'm a tough guy except with him. He knows that. With him, I'm like, it's scary outside. I'm getting depression from the winter. He's like, okay, pussy, put on a snow hat. But if you need even something that slips my mind, man, just always hit me up. And even if it's a show where you're like, man, we'd really like you there, just because sometimes, honestly, I'm in my own head like you. But anytime I have someone
that I'm to bother anybody, I get it.
I don't, Roger, and I don't want to be. Even when I was at when I was at the video shoot, and I kept joking about it, but I was trying just to lay low for you guys. When I was at the record release too, I was hiding in a thing until people would find me, because I was just like, it's your moment. This is that moment, and I respect that. And then you gave me the Slayer cake, and I was fucking crying in the car like a baby. But it was a great time. And if you need, just say, hey, Madman, get out there. We want you here. And I'll be like, okay, because sometimes it's just I got something going on, or I'm traveling, whatever the fuck. A lot of the times, though, Roger, it's me doing what you were talking about, doubting myself. Should I even go? The video shoot. I should have recorded the day before and the day of. Another time, too, I was supposed to go out with a big group. We had tickets for, I don't know what they had tickets for. Mohegan, I'm a degenerate. Mohegan Sun comedian. And I was like, no, first of all, I'd rather come to the video in 2 seconds. I wanted to go so badly. However, I was like, I'm going solo. Everyone's going to something else. Everybody's going to something else. I got to go solo. Everyone was bailing on me. I'm like, I got to drive this fucking 2 hours. I was so happy I went. So happy I went, Roger. I had the time of my life. I even liked having to have behaved, taking instructions. It's all good learning experiences for Madman, as anything else that starts developing. Like, I need to be able to do that kind of stuff. I liked watching you guys. I loved watching when it was done, though, because I saw the intensity, the stress, and then I saw the kind of let loose time. And I saw that you all look like you just accomplished something, which you did. Unbelievable.
I slept good, man. I slept really good.
I bet you did. That's again, guys, I got it real quick. It's just, I pull up. There's a massive food truck. There's people. He's got merch everywhere. He's got windbreakers. I'm pissed I didn't grab a windbreaker. He's got everything on there. Thank you, sir. And he's got everything out there. And then you go inside and I'm like, oh, I'm at the resorts in Atlantic City. The bar's over here. The fucking movie theater's here. The stage is here. Let me play some slot machine. Well, I'll play WWE. Oh, we didn't even talk. The Kiss pinball machine. What are you trying to do to me here? The Kiss pinball machine.
It's broken. I got to fix the flipper. That's all.
My thing is I think when I get that all set up, I was telling you, like I build the studio, I fix up everything. I always wanted the Elvira machine. Or something. Yeah, so I'm like, it's time. Like, just fucking splurge. Like we say, do it while you can, if you can. Don't do it if you can't, guys. I don't think the message we've come across is if you don't have the means, don't get yourself in trouble. But be like Roger in the sense that you're accomplishing everything that he wants to do. And he's succeeded where everybody else fails. And he's talked about being at shows with not a lot of people. And I've seen bands quit after a bad show. It's not a bad show. That's the wrong way to look at it. A learning show, a show that goes, we expected it could have been not the best attendance, so we were okay. It's setting those expectations and going, okay, it didn't work out the way we wanted, but we had a great time. We played. And you watch them play. When I've seen them play live and during the video, and I watch them in the store talking to everybody, the excitement, you're all real down to earth guys, all for it, just real good dudes that they've been through some battle stories. You could tell these fuckers have had their times in life and they've had their ups and downs, and they just keep going, and you just keep going. And as long as you keep going, I'm going to keep going. And I'll just extend it again. Anytime. Push me if you need to. Because sometimes, Roger, it's just me going, I got to drive to New Bedford. I'm not going to get home till 2 a.m. And you'll go, yeah, pussy, you're going to get home at 2 a.m. You're going to be so amped up, you're not going to sleep anyway. You're going to be all fucking psyched. You're going to be excited you came. You're going to talk to everybody because Joe, Metal Heart Madman, you don't know how to shut the fuck up. You're going to have a great time. And I'm there for you, and I appreciate you. And meeting you at Silver Scream has had a tremendous impact on my life. It's helped boost my confidence. It's helped me get me out there. It's helped me take chances. I wouldn't be traveling like this. No way in hell. When I saw like you were at the Whiskey and all this shit, I'm going, why can't I go to Milwaukee?
That's a lot of street. You figure you putting instruments on an airplane, wondering if they're going to get there all in one piece. And then when you get there and you're in an airport that you've never been in, and they're like, oh, it's in, Channel C and in compartment 12. And it's just like, where the fuck is that? And then
couldn't imagine.
It's that stress. And then when you go rent a rental car and there's not enough room for all the dudes, and I go on my phone, I just get an Uber and send half the dudes in a vehicle and to the hotel, and we go have lunch at the Rainbow.
And that's the payoff.
And I don't drink, so I'm like, let's go have a drink and some food at the Rainbow. Let's go have it here. Let's fucking do this.
That's the way, dude. You are living it all. You are doing it all. Do not doubt yourself. Roger. Don't doubt yourself. If I thought this was not real, one thing about me at this stage of my life, and it's taking a lot of people back, is I really do speak my mind. So I've lost some friends because they're putting themselves maybe in some dangerous situations, and I'm calling them out for it. And I'm going, you're going to do what you're going to do, and I understand that. But you kind of you're getting me too involved. I'm an empath. You're not taking the advice, yet you keep doing the same thing over and over. I would say to you off the record, I'd be like, dude, like, what are you doing? This is going to be a fucking disaster. I don't see that at all. I believe in everything with all sinners. I believe in the cult. It's a cult, guys. It really is. Wait till you see that fucking video. I can't wait to talk about the video. I got a prop from the video I can't wait to show. I got to keep secret. I'm so psyched for all this stuff. Roger, this is only the first record, dude. What are we doubting? This is the first record. You've already toured with all these fucking bands.
Let me get through this first record.
I'll be ready for the second, third, and fourth. I'll be promoting them all. When I'm going to be on one of the album covers, that's when they know we're there, okay? So when I'm going to network in Milwaukee. If you're a record label, I like to talk. And if you're a female there, you'll probably want to sign any band I talk to you about. So the good thing is, Roger, I'm out there with the street team. We're going to get some more people. We're going to get some more crossover. I need some more Metal Horror Madman people to get into All Sinners. I'm telling you, I love the direction he's talking about. We're going to punch you in the fucking face. We're going to knock stuff out. Who knows what other type of shows you'll start doing too. You may be expanding with other bands. That's what all this stuff's going to lead you to. You're a legend in the scene. You've played with the hardest motherfuckers there are. Nothing's going to intimidate you. You love all genres of music and metal like me. It's Roger, it's just getting started. Anything you need, you let me know. Anytime you need us to do a video, you let me know. You know I'm fucking manic and wacky. So if you need me somewhere, sometimes you're going to go, little bro, get your ass there, okay? I mean, you have other people know. Other people, I'll be like, go fuck yourself. I'll make an excuse. I'll lie to them. Oh, my grandmother. How many times is your grandmother going to die, madman? I got a lot of grandmothers. I don't fucking know what to tell you.
I used to work for a warehouse, and I pulled the whole grandparent thing a few times. They probably thought I was adopted like 22 times. It's terrible. The business is closed by this time, but you know.
I'm worse. I'm worse. Do you want to hear something worse? I got caught once, too, by the person that worked at both places. I was working at one place, and I lied, and I was like, my mother died. I'm like, she just immediate as your mom. She just died. I didn't tell him anything. I got up out of my desk. I was the worst asshole when I was younger. I didn't like the authority. I did that, whatever. They sent, so I moved a lot because my father was always in a lot of trouble with stuff, and he had to get out of town a lot early. It was a horrible way to live. I hate it.
Yeah.
So no one ever had my real address. So they sent flowers and stuff to the house because my mother was dead, but the flowers got sent back because that was not the address I lived at.
Oh, Jesus.
So that was fun explaining. And then at another job, my mother died. And then this chick, Michelle, was like, and she's Michelle, whoever, she's long gone, 20-something years ago. She was like, didn't your mother already fucking die? I was like, that was my other that was my stepmother. She's like, that was too big. We've worked together that was two big tragedies in a year. I was like, yeah, it's rough on me. I'm still, she may die again, the other mother. I don't know. But Roger, you know what? We move on. We become better people. Fuck the man. Fuck the corporation. I'm glad I fucked them. Fuck them. And I am a better person because of it. I'm there for you. Silver Scream. All Sinners in the Madman. Brothers in Arms bringing the metal. We're going to have a fucking blast. Come hang out with us. Come hang out with us at Ralph's. I'll get some people. We gotta get some nice crowd over there. It's a fucking sick venue. And I'm going to check some of those other ones in a little bit tonight. I'm going to look over everything. I'll coordinate and see. And I'll just say to you, Roger, I don't want to drive out. And you'll be like, okay, pussy, stay home. Fucking watch your fucking...
Stay at my house. I got an extra room. You're good.
You know, that could actually help my anxiety at night, to be honest with you. So I just may not want to hang out with some of those old Sinners party boys. They look like they party, some of them boys.
Yeah, Nick and Mike get together. They're definitely trouble.
Trouble, but you know it's not...
No, they're good. They're good.
No, it's guys. It's good fun, guys, and some of us are just gonna party sometimes. It's just about knowing your limitations. Something I've actually been doing. I like to joke a lot about it because it's a way I fix myself about it because it's so horrible of a thing that I just can't get too serious about it. I've learned to step back, know my boundaries, know how to bounce right back out of it too. Do what I got to do, so that's good. But Roger, we're excited for All Sinners. Go grab a copy, Unplugged. Get ready for that release when it comes out. Get ready for the video. Come support